there were a lot of unknowns coming into that game, I think, but maybe not the cleanest game you guys have played, but you played well enough to come away with that win.
Yeah, we did. It's anytime you can win is good, especially against a top 10 opponent. They're a good quality football team. I joked with my family and some of the guys on my staff. I've never been so upset after a win, just because we didn't play very good. And I think maybe not even that we didn't play very good. The thing that jumped out to me, we had 15 penalties for 159 yards, and we can't do that if we want to play high-level football and beat quality football teams such as Iowa Western. And so, to me, that was kind of the big thing that stuck out as to one of the biggest things we got to clean up. But, I mean, we played hard, and we played, we did have some very good execution at times when our guys are doing what they're supposed to do. And so we just got to clean that up and make sure that we can eliminate those penalties going forward so that we can continue to try to keep winning.
You mentioned that there were some things you weren't happy with, but I'm looking at you scored offensively, you were able to make some turnovers defensively, and the special teams had some good opportunities. You did give up the kickoff return for a touchdown, but I thought all three phases contributed in the win on Saturday.
Yeah, they did. We made some big changes in some of our special teams, right? We have a whole new punter and punt scheme that fits the new punter. Something that I think is going to be really big for us. I think that's going to work into our favor in flipping the field and being able to do some other little wrinkles off of it and to have some fakes and this type of stuff. And then, we scored a defensive touchdown, which was awesome, on Otjo's pick six, which was great. And it's fun to see him keep going, right? I mean, he rolled over the guy, and, I don't know if he was down from everything I could see. I couldn't see anything touch the ground, and so
watched the replay and
yeah,
I couldn't tell either.
And so and then we've come out pretty much every game. We have come out and been able to move the ball very effectively early on in the game, and then we just kind of, as our offensive line coach, Coach McFall says, he says, we ride the roller coaster of games, and that's expected, and we seem to climb to the top. And then we just kind of get stuck there, and then we just hit the straightaway down, and we get stuck at the bottom. And we got to figure out how to climb back to the top, in those ebbs and flows of the game. And so that's something that we've got to fix offensively. But it was a solid game in all three phases. Obviously, things to clean up, and probably more picky than otherwise going into this week with this game. You would have liked to have played, a little bit cleaner game coming into this next week. But a wise man told me after the game, a.k.a. our athletic director, said, hey, you can't, sometimes you don't want to play your best game, and if you still get away with the win, he says, because then it's hard to back it up. And so because, I thought about that a lot on my way home, and I'm like, you know what? There is a lot of stuff we can clean up, which means we can get better if we practice right and we get a good game plan together. So that's what we've been working to do this week, is try to clean some of that stuff up and get ready to go.
All right, so this week you've got number 2, Iowa Western, and we'll talk about that as we continue the pregame show right after this timeout.
One of the best tickets in town will always be activities at our local schools. Athletic events, concerts, and plays. You can always count on an enjoyable time. Our children are the future. Let's give them all the encouragement we can. Go to a game, hear a concert, see a play. Utah Heritage Credit Union. Together we grow. Federally insured by NCUA. Online at utahheritagecu.org.
In life, we all need a strong support team, in sports and in day-to-day life. We have a trusted, strong support team at Intermountain Stampede Valley Hospital. For up-to-date healthcare tips and guidelines, join our Facebook page and go to our website. From our physicians to our nursing staff, our technicians, and other specialized healthcare professionals, our team is ready to provide the best quality care for our friends, neighbors, and local athletes in Sanpete County. Intermountain Stampede Valley Hospital, keeping quality healthcare close to home.
This school year will be different.
This year, I'll do my assignments on time.
I will listen to my teacher.
I solemnly swear I'll do my homework every night.
Every night.
Research? No problem. School? I got this.
This year will be different. Visit Centricom.com to power your education with the best internet experience. Everyone succeeds with School to the Power of Centricom.
Welcome back to the Snow College pregame show. Snow College has some of the best offerings in online education. For more information, visit snow.edu. Coach, this week you've got number 2 team in the nation, Iowa Western, and you guys have a heck of a history with these guys. I mean, there have been some exciting close games. You're familiar with each other. You guys have played, 3 times in the last two years. How do you go about getting ready this week?
That's a great question. So you're right. This will be meeting number 4 in the last 18 months, and so we are very familiar with one another. One of the things I've found myself as we began to game plan and really look at what we want to try to do is we don't want to try to overcoach the situation, and what I mean by that is, every one of these games has been a battle, and we win by 1. They win by 3, they win by 1. That's been the outcome the last 3 games. And if you look at it, there's actually, if you go back and you watch the games, there are mistakes that are made that made the game that close on both teams' parts, right? And so what we're doing is we look back and we look at the tape and we say, okay, how do we eliminate those mistakes while giving ourselves maybe even a better chance than we've had in the past? And just trying not to do too much to where we're trying to reinvent the wheel. What we do is good, and what, within our system, how can we exploit what they do offensively and defensively? And so it's been interesting to see, their game last week. They won 18-7, I believe, or excuse me, 17-8. 17-8 was the final score of that game. They scored 2 touchdowns and kicked a field goal, and then Independence scored a touchdown and got a safety. They missed their extra point. And so you look at that game and you think, man, Iowa Western only scored 18 points in the game. And then when you watch the game, 17 points. Then you watch the game, there are 2 offensive touchdowns. One, they had a 6-yard field. They intercepted the ball and returned it to the 6-yard line, so they had 6 yards to go. The second one, they got another interception and returned it to the 17, and they only went 17 yards for the touchdown. They did not sustain a drive, which is okay. Either Independence was doing something correct, or what's the alternative, right? And we know that they're a very good football team, and we know that we know what they're going to do, and they know what we're going to do, and so it's just a matter of, we talked to the team, there's going to be 4 or 5 plays that will determine the outcome. You better make sure that every play that you play, you do everything exactly right, and you play as hard and as physical as you can, because you don't know which 4 or 5 plays that will be. And, we used last year as an example in the playoff game, right? We make an extra point after we score with just over a minute left. Chances are we're back in the national championship game. But we didn't execute on something as simple as an extra point that sometimes you take for granted, thus causing us to end up in overtime, and then we lose in overtime. And so you never know when those plays are going to come. And so those 3, 4, 5 plays, you just have to be able to execute and play at a high level and just really be ready to go. And so just don't overcoach it. Get our guys confident. Get them, as rested as they can be after playing a pretty physical game last week, and hope the ball bounces in our favor occasionally.
That would be nice, because it's felt like it hasn't bounced in our favor in a few of the matchups here with these guys.
Yeah, I would agree. We've seen missed field goals, we've seen fumbles, we've seen turnovers, we've seen just kind of a bunch of stuff that, from our standpoint, I'm sure if you asked Scott at Iowa Western, he would say they won the game, and if you ask me from our standpoint, I would say we lost the game. I think combined in those last 2 games last year, we had something like 7 or 8 turnovers and 3 total missed field goals or extra points. And so when you do that, you're not going to win football games against good teams. And so if we can eliminate that stuff and play a clean game, and I like our chances. We talked a lot about this week with our players pressure. Why do they feel pressure? And I said, you feel pressure because you're not prepared. And I said, you can eliminate that with confidence and excitement if you prepare the right way. If you're prepared to take the field on Saturday, if you know what you're supposed to do, you know what they're going to do, you know what our game plan is, you know what their game plan is, then you don't feel pressure. Then you feel confidence and you feel excitement and you're ready to go. And so that was a big thing we've worked on this week, is really making sure that the guys feel prepared so that they don't feel that pressure when they get onto the field on Saturday.
All right, Coach, I know you've got a lot of respect for the Iowa Western program. They do things the right way. Very talented program. They're always in the mix like you guys are always in the mix.
Yeah, the winner of this game the last 2 years has played for the national championship. And so these are games that we love. And it's kind of fun where, since we've gone independent, that this game has really turned into our rivalry game. And it's fun to associate with them, right? Their coaches are great. Their administration is great. Their players, some of the toughest games we will play all year. But, when you watch these games, you don't see much chippiness between players, because I think there's a mutual respect. And, you'll see a hard-fought game, but you don't see some of that other stuff where, in versus other teams who may like to talk and run their mouths, and then our guys talk and run their mouths, and you try to, hey, don't do that. But there's not a lot of that in this game. And so it really just is, this is probably as close to, and the guys in Mississippi would disagree, but I think this is as close to an SEC football game in junior college as you'll see. That's, when you watch SEC football on Saturday, that's kind of what you see, a possession here, a possession there, winning by a field goal, winning by one is kind of what you see when you get two top teams battling out, and it's exciting, it's fun to prepare for, and we tell our guys, this is why you come to Snow College. You come to Snow College to play in these type of games, and here we are. Here's another one. Take advantage.
All right, Coach, we'll be back with more on the pregame show right after this timeout. Visit snow.edu for more information.
I thought there was only one way to do college. I knew I needed training to set me up for a great career, but I didn't have 4 years. Snow helped me discover that college doesn't have to be about sitting in classes, counting down the hours. They showed me a way to get the edge I needed, and fast. The best part was, with their low-cost programs and tuition assistance, I didn't have to go into debt. I was able to earn my certificate and start working right away. Snow College. This is college.
Professor Rock here.
The Pooh Nanny.
Chandler Scott here.
Family.
Hey everyone.
Hello.
I just want to tell you about this amazing,
excellent, cool account called My Style.
My Style checking. I'm talking travel points,
Gift card. Concert tickets.
All just for using my account.
That's My Style.
So check it out.
Give it a shot.
Open your My Style checking account today.
Dr. Todd Sorensen is a board-certified pediatrician that has joined the team at Central Valley Medical Center. He provides compassionate, family-centered care from newborns to teens and all of those in between. Dr. Sorensen's areas of service in pediatrics focuses on specialty care in newborn and well-child exams, developmental surveillance, asthma and allergy care, mental health, and much more. Your whole world is Dr. Sorensen's whole purpose. Make your appointment today at the CVMC Nephi Medical Clinic, 435-623-3246.
Listen to this. Newsweek magazine has just announced America's best banks state by state, and Cache Valley Bank has been ranked as the best overall bank in Utah. Newsweek studied a number of banking services, including online banking, checking and savings accounts, customer service, and many others, and selected Cache Valley Bank as the best place to bank in Utah. Cache Valley Bank, with branches from Logan to St. George and locally in Ephraim, Mount Pleasant, Fairview, Loa, Nephi, and Price. That's Cache Valley Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Welcome back to the Snow College pregame show with head coach Zach Erickson. And Coach, we talk about this, and sometimes it maybe gets a little bit old, and sometimes it's even repetitive, but what do we look for the Badgers to come out on top here during the course of the game? What are we looking for?
Yeah, I think it does kind of get repetitive sometimes, because if we do certain things, we're going to win football games, and we don't do certain things, we're not going to win football games. And so something we touched on earlier was our special teams. We have to be better on special teams across the board. We've given up multiple touchdown returns this year, and if we can't do that. We've got to shore that up, and every week we're taking steps to try to clean up our scheme and make sure our personnel is right to eliminate those big plays on special teams. And then, like I said, we came out, and if you paid attention to the game last week, we goofed that first punt that we had. We were going to fake it if no one ran with our motion guy, because it was something completely new. Nobody ran with the motion guy, but our punter dropped the snap. And so, we'll have some wrinkles like that because we've got to try to turn the tide in our favor somewhere in special teams. And so that's going to be a big one. And then secondly is turnovers. We have to not turn the ball over, and we've got to create somewhere else. And that's something that in this game has gotten us beat, is by turning the ball over. And so we got to take care of the football. It's our most prized possession on Saturday, is to make sure we take care of the football. And then lastly, just to play a clean football game, eliminate the penalties. If we tell our guys, there's going to be penalties in football games. If you don't get a penalty, you probably aren't playing hard, right? There's going to be an occasional hold, or who knows what might be out there, but those are effort penalties that you can live with. We just have to eliminate those administrative penalties on offense. Your false starts, your offsides, illegal motions, all that type of stuff.
Which get you behind the sticks.
Exactly. And then all the personal fouls, all the dumb stuff after the whistle, right? We got to eliminate that. Something we talked a lot about this week is when you make a big play, I said, you come celebrate with me. From now on, you come straight to me, teach me whatever handshake, dance, whatever you want me to do, and we will do it. Do not look at the other team. Do not talk to the other team. Celebrate with your teammates, and let's enjoy it. Let's enjoy the momentum and enjoy those big plays, and then get back to business. We don't need to do any of that extracurricular stuff that ends up hurting our team. So, got to do those things. Special teams, take care of the football, and then eliminate the penalties. And we'll look up after 60 minutes and hopefully like the results.
We'll talk to you with the post-game show after a Badger win.
Sounds good. Look forward to it.
All right, thanks, Coach. We'll be back with more right after this.
CO Building Systems in Ephraim manufactures a complete line of metal roofing and accessories. And here are just a few reasons why you should buy from CO. First, they offer lower prices. Second, CO offers top quality products which can be custom cut to fit your needs. Third, they offer quick turnaround time on all orders. You can pick up at the plant or they'll ship the materials to you. For a free estimate and more information, contact CO Building Systems in Ephraim. Toll free 800-262-5347 or online at cobuildings.com.
Want to save money on your internet bill? Who doesn't? You now can save big with the new referral program from MTCC. You can now get a $5 monthly credit for each of your friends who sign up for Fiber Fast Internet or MTCC TV for as long as they remain a customer. Get 10 friends and you get a $50 credit every month for as long as they remain a customer. Now that's savings. Visit manta.com/bringafriend or call or text 435-835-2929 for details. Some restrictions apply. MTCC, connecting your life since 1907.
Little Caesars of Ephraim and Nephi have expanded to a third location in Gunnison, inside Gunnison Sinclair. Hours Monday to Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Come enjoy classics like crazy bread, cheese, pepperoni, and 3 meat treat pizzas. Little Caesars also offers wings, dip, soda, and an awesome family meal deal, including 2 liters of soda, pepperoni or cheese pizza, and a crazy combo for just $9.99. Come enjoy one of the best deals in America. Little Caesars, Ephraim, Nephi, and Gunnison.
One of the best tickets in town will always be activities at our local schools. Athletic events, concerts, and plays. You can always count on an enjoyable time. Our children are the future. Let's give them all the encouragement we can. Go to a game, hear a concert, see a play. Utah Heritage Credit Union. Together we grow. Federally insured by NCUA. Online at utahheritagecu.org.
In life, we all need a strong support team. In sports and in day-to-day life. We have a trusted strong support team at Intermountain Stampede Valley Hospital. For up-to-date healthcare tips and guidelines, join our Facebook page and go to our website. From our physicians to our nursing staff, our technicians, and other specialized healthcare professionals, our team is ready to provide the best quality care for our friends, neighbors, and local athletes in Sanpete County. Intermountain Stampede Valley Hospital, keeping quality healthcare close to home.
Welcome back to the Snow College pregame show. Gary Chedester with you as the Snow College Badgers are in Council Bluffs, Iowa to take on the Iowa Western Reivers. And we're going to wrap things up here on the Snow College pregame show. Snow College is the nation's finest transfer institution, with campuses in Ephraim and also in Richfield. And they've assembled the best quality, most affordable education and flexible offerings in online education. Visit snow.edu for more information. One of the things that Coach Zach Erickson talked about with the special teams, there is a wrinkle that has been put in. People got a bit of a preview of that last week as the Badgers ran kind of the Australian rules, rugby-style kicking from the punt formation. And they actually have put in some things now on the extra point as well. They will line up in a non-traditional situation for the extra point, and we might see them go for 2. We might see them kick it. They might run it. They might pass it. It's going to be interesting to watch the extra points, and maybe if they don't need it, they won't even use it. But that is a possibility. So the Iowa Western Reivers have won the coin toss. They have elected to receive, and they will go from right to left, and the Badgers in their traveling orange pants, white jerseys will kick it off. A bit windy out there, and it looks like the wind is going left to right. Athletic Director Rob Nielsen in the booth. You're going to run the camera then? All you have to do is move it.
Your battery's blinking.
Should be plugged into power. We should have power. I think that means we have power. I hope that means we have power. And the Badgers kick it off. It's a high end-over-end kick with the wind. Is going to carry into the end zone, and the Reivers will take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. So, do you want to put the headset on too? You want to do color as well? I mean,
I think I'll pay for a little while.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll get this set up. I mean, if you're going to drive all the way out here, you might as well put you to work, right?
I flew.
Well, you still had to drive all the way across the river from Omaha,
Okay.
right? All right. So Rob Nielsen, the athletic director for Snow College, joining us. First possession here for the Reivers at their own 25-yard line. Back to pass on 1st down. Stepping up in the pocket, dump underneath on a little drag route. And kidding the reception, still on his feet and picking up close to a 1st down is L.J. Fitzpatrick. And they're going to give him a gain of 9 on that 1st down. And that'll bring up 2nd and 1. Now you can hear me. I had to get everything adjusted here. So 2nd and 1 for the Reivers. 3 wide out, split wide to the left. Single running back. Hand off on 2nd down. And that's going to be close to the 1st down. And it looks like where they're going to mark it, they're going to give it to him. Williams on the carry. And that moves the chains. So 2 plays and a 1st down for the Reivers. The Reivers have not put up the offensive numbers that they have in past years, but they've put up enough points to pick up 5 wins. They are 5-0. Overall scoring offense, 36.4 points per game. Back to pass once again, going deep, got a man out there, back shoulder throw, and not turning around to adjust to it for the Badgers was Nick Haynes, and that's going to be a big gain into Badger territory.
This is not a regular starting quarterback. He's out, and so this is a 2nd-string quarterback, I believe, isn't it, today?
I think so. They've had a lot of injuries, as have the Badgers, and so we are seeing a much different lineup for the Reivers, at least on offense here. Again, quick pass out in the flats. This time the Badgers out there, but they can't get that first tackle, and it's going to be a pickup of about a yard on the play. Quincy Milholm out there had a chance to make it a loss of 5, but it's going to be a pickup of 2, 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, I was talking to the coaches, and they'd prepared all week for one quarterback, and then all of a sudden he doesn't show up. So this is going to be an adjustment for the Badgers to understand what this guy can do.
Well, this guy looks a lot like the quarterbacks they've had in the past. Stand in the pocket and find the open man. The Badgers need to find a way to get some pressure on him. Again, back to pass. Again, looking deep. Great throw. That's going to be over the head of the intended receiver that time, intended for Micah Davis. So Aiden Edens is the redshirt freshman quarterback. And it'll be 3rd and long now from the 40. Single running back in the backfield. That's Micah Davis for the Reivers. Standing to the right of Aiden Needens. Trip split wide to the left. Badger defense moves. They jump, and then somebody moved for the offense. And this is always a question of who they're going to call it on, because Iowa Western's pointing at Snow, and Snow is pointing at Iowa Western. A Badger did jump, but it's not high school. You can get back. But they are going to mark it off against Snow College. There wasn't any contact made, but they're saying that the offensive player reacted to the jump, I guess.
You know, that's something the Badgers have been working on really hard this last week after the number of penalties they had last week. They know they have to reduce that amount.
Empty backfield with running back in motion. Under pressure is Needens. Needens is going to try to scramble for the first down. He gets it, and he's going to be taken down by Cole Bowers, but not until he gets to the 25-yard line and a first down. Needens found an opening there and was able to scramble for the first down. So the Reivers have moved from their own 25 to the Badger 25 on their first possession here. 12:18 remaining. Again, empty backfield as the running back goes in motion. Badgers go with him. 5 wide outs. Needens throws deep down the field. He's got a man open, as the running back had run right past the safety for Snow College. Joe Pan was in coverage that time.
Good pressure, though, by the Badgers. They made him throw it a little quicker than he wanted. That guy was open, but I thought he had to throw it a little sooner than he wanted to on that one with the pressure from the outside.
So you know football almost as well as you know basketball.
Maybe better.
Shotgun formation for Needens. Handoff. Trying to find an opening. Good defense that time, is able to wrap up Bryant Williams after a gain of maybe 2. Maybe give him 3. 2nd and 7. If you do too good of a job on that camera, you're going to have a job each week, you know.
I'm looking for a few things to do.
Okay. All right. Well, your zoom's up here.
Yeah.
Okay. 3rd down. 3rd and 7 for the Reivers. Badgers showing blitz. Needens takes the snap. Here comes the blitz. Needens steps up in the pocket, finds time, got a man on a crossing route. That's going to be close to the first down. I think he's got it. And that's going to move it inside the 15-yard line. Another first down for the Reivers.
Pretty good drive by the Reivers as they've mixed things up pretty well with the run and the pass, which I think is a change with this quarterback from what coaches were expecting. They expected a lot more running.
So the better passer now is Needens, who's in the ball game. Again, shotgun formation. Trip split wide to the right. Needens with the handoff. And coming through is Cole Bowers, one half of the Smash Brothers, and takes him down for a loss of 2. Back to the 16-yard line, maybe close to the 17. Badgers, one of the deepest positions they had at the beginning of the season was linebacker, and now with all the injuries, it's one of the ones where they've been scrambling to find players to put in that position. 2nd down and 12. Needens in shotgun again. Back to pass under a little bit of pressure. Rolls out. Buys himself some time. Flag on the play. Needens breaks a tackle. Turns it upfield and gets inside the 10. But I think this is probably going to come back. It's going to come back on a fumble. And taking it down the field, the Badgers with the ball. Stockton Bramwell with the ball as he gets all the way back into Badger territory. And now we'll sort out the flag. I looked down for just a moment, and the ball came loose, and the Badgers come up with it, and Bramwell is into Badger territory at the 45-yard line. I think we're going to have holding here. as we wait for the call from the referee. It is holding. So the Badgers come away with their first turnover and stop a drive that started at the 25 and ended inside the 10-yard line, but Snow will take over at the Reaver 45.
Now, the history of these two teams, it's really been turnovers and extra points and special teams that have made the difference. And so that's a big win for the Badgers to start off to get that first turnover.
And are we going to have a timeout? We've got the referees going back. They're going to go replay this. Okay, so while they take a look at this, we're going to take a break. We'll be back with more right after this.
This school year will be different.
This year, I'll do my assignments on time.
I will listen to my teacher.
I solemnly swear I'll do my homework every night.
Every night.
Research? No problem. School? I got this.
This year will be different. Visit Centracom.com to power your education with the best internet experience. Everyone succeeds with School to the Power of Centracom.
I thought there was only one way to do college. I knew I needed training to set me up for a great career, but I didn't have 4 years. Snow helped me discover that college doesn't have to be about sitting in classes, counting down the hours. They showed me a way to get the edge I needed, and fast. The best part was with their low-cost programs and tuition assistance, I didn't have to go into debt. I was able to earn my certificate and start working right away. Snow College. This is college.
Welcome back once again to Council Bluffs, and it looks like they've gone and reviewed the video, and they see nothing to overturn it. The Badgers will have the ball at the Reaver 45-yard line. Big break, Rob, for the Badgers.
Well, and this is one of the only conferences that uses instant replay, and it's kind of scary because they only have one or two versions, and it's hard to see. But we came out on the good end of this one.
And we're on their field, so we play by their rules, I guess. Carson Manukin in the backfield. And it looks like Deshaun Cash got the start. That surprises me because talking with Coach Zach Erickson, I was under the impression he was going to go back to Cayman Best.
I know it was a tough decision for him, and we've talked about it all week. I was joking with him about how he was going to decide, but he's got good experience, and I think he's going to let him give a couple of series and see how they do, and then if he needs to make a change, he would after that.
I like it. Cash, quick pass, picked off, and that's what Coach Zach Erickson was worried about. Coming up with the interception is Mikey Miles, who linebacker just went out and stepped underneath the coverage and made the pick. And so the Reavers will take over at their own 40-yard line.
It's tough when you get a good turnover like that. You run it back to the 45, and then first play, turn it over back to them. That gives them the momentum back. Big turnover there.
So it'll be 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line. Back to shotgun formation for Aiden Needens. Needens with one man in the backfield with him. Trip split wide to the left. Handoff is going to go straight ahead. Bowers makes the tackle, but not until there's a pickup of 5 yards. So on the carry that time was Jaden Koger. Koger out of Waterloo, Iowa. And now he's the deep man in the pistol formation on 2nd and 5. High snap. Handoff straight ahead and clotheslined, and coming through to make the tackle that time for the Badgers. It looked like it was David Latu.
Badgers are getting a lot better penetration through that front line. Both lines are really good, really big, and their strength is our offensive line and ours is our defense. So really that's where the battle's happening today, they predicted.
Well, David Latu won that battle and picks up a loss of 2. It's going to bring up 3rd and short. And now John Talmoa-Peao, when he moves, he points back to that right tackle for Iowa Western, and this time they're going to get the call, and it'll be illegal procedure on the Reavers. So this is one of the few times that the Reivers have been behind the sticks here, looking at 3rd and 12. Last time Needham scrambled and had the first down, but then lost the football. Bowers lines up on that outside and is showing blitz. Needham points at Bowers to make sure somebody picks him up. Here comes Bowers. They do get him. Pass is going to be down the sidelines, turning around, and nice defensive effort that time by Quincy Milholm. Had perfect position and just slapped the ball away.
That was really good. That was one of the linebackers and our defensive backs are the two areas that have been hurt by injuries, so it was nice to see great coverage there. That's a concern for the coaches as our defensive backs, so good play there.
A lot of teams have had success going deep just on those fly routes down the sidelines, but the Badgers able to stop that one and force a punt into the wind here. Back deep to receive is Taylor Larson. The kick is away. It's a low kick. It's going to angle out of bounds. Coach Zach Erickson trying to help him spot. And no matter where you point, the referee's not going to go exactly to that spot.
That's another good field position, though. Badgers will take over on the 40, so they need to. We'll see if there's a quarterback change yet or not.
Well, I know Deshaun Cash threw that first interception, but I like what he brings to the table. He can make things happen with his feet as well as his arm. He just needs to make good choices.
Yep, just decisions.
Yep. Carson Mnookin in the backfield with Deshaun. Hand off to Mnookin. No, Deshaun keeps it. Breaks a tackle and turns it upfield, and he's going to pick up 9 yards. He fooled me. I thought he handed off to Carson, and he kept it, took it to the outside.
And they work a lot on that particular play. That's their favorite play, and it's just a read that he has to make about where that defensive end is, and he made the right read and then was able to escape a tackle.
2nd and short. 2nd and call it 3. Trip split wide to the right. It's Davis, Taylor Larson, and I think it's Adam Johnson. No, it's Deuce Roberson. Pass to Taylor Larson. Larson is inside of Reaver territory and picks up the first down.
Good quick read, good pass, right? Real quick play for quarterback.
So we haven't seen Targi Lamson in there. We've gone with Mnookin on the first 2 possessions here for Snow. Badgers flip the field and run 3 wideouts to the far side. Davis on the near side. Back to pass. Nope. Draw play to Carson Mnookin. And this time the Reavers sniff it out and no gain. Carson Mnookin on the draw play. For no gain, it'll bring up 2nd and 10. 6 minutes, 42 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. If you've just joined us, Badgers on their 2nd possession. Man in motion now is Taylor Larson. Hand off to Mnookin. Mnookin finds an opening, tripped up and falls forward, but gets inside the 40 to the 39. He had a lot of green ahead of him, Rob.
Yeah, and that's one he often gets out of. Trevor's done a great job in stepping in this last 4 or 5 games. He's played really well. He's difficult to tackle.
So Mnookin's going to come out, and the Badgers are going to bring an extra wide receiver in. That's Adam Johnson. He's probably got the most speed on this Badger team. 3rd and 5. Trips to the right. It's Davis, Roberson, and Johnson. On the far side, Taylor Larson, and I think it's Marquise Montgomery. Quarterback draw. Deshaun Cash in trouble, and he's going to be sacked. Looked like a quarterback draw, design play, and just as he got to the line, decided there wasn't anything there and wanted to try to reverse it back out and make something happen, but good defense by the Reavers.
Yeah, they sniffed that out really well. We had 5 receivers. You'd think they'd be spread out, but we ran right into the big guy.
So now is the big question. Are we going to see a fake on the very first punt opportunity here? The Badgers have worked on this. This is a new style punter. It's Jackson Reese, and he's a left-footed player. They'll bring a man in motion, I believe, and if the Reavers don't follow the motion man, which they didn't, but he gets the kick very high, Takes a good Badger bounce, though, and it's going to come to rest at about the 10-yard line. Didn't look like it was a great kick, but it took a good bounce.
Good bounce. We picked up about 30 yards on that punt, so inside the 20. That's what those punters like to do. So ended up being a good kick with a good bounce.
Now, I was told that if they don't follow the motion man, he's supposed to run it, but he didn't even look like he was going to run it at all. So the Badgers 2 possessions. The first one ends with an interception. The second one ends with a punt. The Reivers now starting their 3rd possession. And a handoff goes straight ahead. Not much there. Maybe a gain of 2. On the carry is going to be A.J. Taylor. Or was it Bryant Williams? Bryant Williams, I guess, is on the carry. Long snap count. Needens hands it off again, this time a little bit bigger of a hole, and breaking off a tackle and getting out to the 17-yard line. That's going to bring up 3rd and 3.
Big series for the Badgers to maintain their field position advantage. Got to get a stop here.
Especially going into because the Reivers are into the wind here, and it'll be hard to get a good punt away. We saw that play a big factor out at El Dorado, Kansas, when the Badgers played Butler. Not very many teams scored going against the wind. Back to passes, Needens has time. Looks deep over the middle. That's going to be picked off. No! He couldn't come up with it. Boy, that was right in the hands of Ajo So, but he couldn't hold on to it. It would have been a spectacular.
That would have been a great catch.
Yeah.
And with the wind holding it up, I think the wind caused a problem there. That was not a very good toss, but had a chance to pick it up.
So Ajo So had a chance, but couldn't come up with it. It's going to bring up a punting situation. Into the wind from inside the 5-yard line. Badgers with some pressure. This kick is going to be a wobbly kick. Taylor Larson lets it bounce, and it picks up another 5 yards before it goes out of bounds. But the Badgers, again, good field position. The Badgers have started the Reiver 45, their own 40, and now at their own 45, but have nothing to show for it as of yet.
And a big quarter, like you said, having the wind is a big advantage. So almost finished this first quarter, and we had field position, but no points to show for it yet.
3 minutes, 25 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. And as Rob mentioned, no score. Deshaun Cash comes back out at running back, and he's got Rasul Faison in the backfield with him this time. Badgers go with 2 wideouts to the left, tight end in the backfield. Deshaun Cash rolls out. He wants to go deep. He's got coverage out there. Roberson makes a great adjustment. Deuce Roberson with the catch inside the 20. That was thrown behind Deuce, but he comes back and makes a great adjustment on the ball.
Yeah, that was well defended. They were in good position, but because it was underthrown, he was able to come back and get it, which they call it, when they underthrow it now, they say it to the back shoulder.
Like it was intentional all along, right? So Cash has the ball, the Badgers inside the 15-yard line, handoff to Rasul. Rasul breaks a tackle, tries to come back to the right, and he's not going to pick up any yards at all. That defensive line for the Reivers has been very stout so far.
Apologize to the fans watching at home.
Yeah, I'm trying to.
I'm in the camera work. The camera work.
Well, they say your mic isn't on, but I can hear you. Hand off to Rasul. Rasul tries the inside. This time he picks up a few yards. Gets inside the 10-yard line to about the 7. Hey, any camera work is better than no camera work at all. That's what I said at the beginning, and if I was running it, you're still much better than if I was doing it.
Doesn't surprise me my mic wasn't on, though.
That'd be my fault if it's still not on, but I can hear you. Full house backfield now with Deshaun Cash. Handoff to Mnookin. Mnookin has a small hole, gets to the 5-yard line, but that's going to be short of the first down. So do the Badgers take the 3 or go for it here on 4th? No movement from the sidelines. Zach Erickson now makes the call, and the Badgers are going to go for the field goal. So Taylor Larson will hold. And out to do the kicking duties for Snow College is Jackson Walker. Snap is a little bit high, but the kick is down and it's blocked. As the Reivers just came right up the middle and got a hand on it, and the Badgers ain't able to come up with any points.
I don't want to bring up the history, but kicking game against this team has cost us two wins in the last couple of years with a lot of missed opportunities with the kicking game. So that's 3 points that we might want to remember. Or hope we had.
Or hope we don't have to remember?
Yeah.
Okay. So the Reivers will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20 as the Badgers miss an opportunity to get points on the board. Again, Needon's in the backfield at quarterback with Williams to his side. Handoff to Williams. Williams trying to find an opening. Gets back to the line of scrimmage. Maybe picks up a yard. And now, generous spot, they're going to say 2. 2 yards, gain of 2. Badgers did a good job of stringing that out that time. Out there on that side is David Latu. And Cole Bowers. Man in motion. Now turns around and goes back. Needons tries to get the hard snap count. Now looks to the sidelines. Back to passes Needons. Throws the out. And pass interference is going to be on Acho So. And he didn't have to push. He pushed the receiver in the back, but the ball was overthrown.
Yeah, the ball was right, too, and that was good defensive position, and they just pushed him at the last minute to get an advantage that he didn't need.
So Acho So gets called for the penalty. That'll be enough for a first down.
That was close to being a pick 6. If he'd have read that right, he had a lot of green grass in front of him.
I think he was more concerned with the receiver instead of just looking at the ball, because the receiver looked like he was going down anyway. He had kind of slipped. And it was overthrown. 2 wide out, split wide to the right for Needons. Again, the Badgers shift on the defensive line. Handoff goes to Williams. And Williams leans forward for a gain of 4. As the first half is, or first quarter is coming to an end, down to 36 seconds remaining. Back to pass is Needons. Needons under pressure, loses the ball, falls on it. John Talmoa-Payao got a hand on it.
Great play by John. He came in, missed the quarterback, but was able to strip the ball from him, which just as good as a sack.
Boy. Okay, I'm getting texts on all kinds of things that are going wrong. We'll try to fix them later. That's the end of the first quarter. No score in Council Bluffs, Iowa. We'll be back with the start of the second quarter right after this.
Professor Rock here.
The Food Nanny.
Chandler Scott here.
Family. Hey, everyone. Hello. I just want to tell you about this amazing,
Excellent. Cool account called My Style.
My Style checking. I'm talking travel points.
Gift card. Concert tickets.
All just for using my account. That's My Style.
So check it out.
Give it a shot. Open your My Style checking account today.
Dr. Todd Sorensen is a board-certified pediatrician that has joined the team at Central Valley Medical Center. He provides compassionate, family-centered care from newborns to teens and all of those in between. Dr. Sorensen's areas of service in pediatrics focuses on specialty care in newborn and well-child exams, developmental surveillance, asthma and allergy care, mental health, and much more. Your whole world is Dr. Sorensen's whole purpose. Make your appointment today at the CVMC Nephi Medical Clinic, 435-623-3246.
Listen to this. Newsweek magazine has just announced America's best banks state by state, and Cache Valley Bank has been ranked as the best overall bank in Utah. Newsweek studied a number of banking services, including online banking, checking and savings accounts, customer service, and many others, and selected Cache Valley Bank as the best place to bank in Utah. Cache Valley Bank, with branches from Logan to St. George and locally in Ephraim, Mount Pleasant, Fairview, Loa, Nephi, and Price. That's Cache Valley Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
The pride of the Badgers.
KFTI!
Welcome back once again to Council Bluffs, Iowa. Gary Chedester and Rob Nielsen with you, bringing you Snow College Badger football action. Empty backfield now for Needens at quarterback on 3rd and long. Needens setting up the screen, throws a little drag route underneath, staying on his feet, and finally being tackled by Bostros Alessandro. And that's going to be short of the first down and bring up a punting situation now as the Reivers have the wind at their backs.
In talking to the other coaches across the country, the Reivers are known for their defense. Their offense is not as good as it traditionally has been, but their defense, as it's showing today, is very strong.
And back to punt. The kick is away under a lot of pressure, but a great kick is going to drive Taylor Larson back inside the 20. Taylor makes a move, gets out, and turns it upfield to the 22, and a flag came down. That's usually where you see maybe face masking, but I didn't see that.
Didn't see a flag. Well, I saw the flag.
Oh, illegal block in the back? There wasn't even anybody there blocking, was there? Boy. I guess I can't watch the replay, but I didn't even see anybody out there blocking for Taylor. But they're going to say block in the back, and the Badgers will start deep in their own territory, now going against the wind. So they will start at their own 10-yard line. Okay, so the question is your mic working?
That's a good question.
I can hear it. I can see it modulating. It works on the meters, but everybody says they can't hear you. I don't know why. Deshaun Cash still in at quarterback. Handoff to Rasul Fison. Fison breaks a tackle trying to get to the outside and picks up maybe 2 or 3 yards on the carry. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 7.
Pretty brisk wind they're going into. It's going to be a difference maker, I think, in this game.
I think you're right. Much like the game against Butler. Rasul, handoff deep in the backfield, and this time he gets nothing as the Reiver defense is just swarming. And that's going to be a loss back inside the 10, so the Badgers lost the 2 or 3 yards that they picked up on first down, and now they're going to be facing 3rd and 11. Manukin checks in, and the Badgers are going to go with 2 men in the backfield. Coming out is Davis. So 2 wide out, split wide to the left for Snow College. The Badgers go with tight end on the right side of the formation. Cash buys some time, throws, has a man there, and it's going to be bobbled.
I'm going to call it.
He wouldn't have had the first down anyway. Taylor Larson just bobbled it as he went out of bounds. Zach Erickson pleading his case, but I agree with the referees on that one.
Yeah, he's pretty sure-handed in that one. He did bobble just a little bit as he just on the sideline.
So the Badgers are going to be facing a punt situation. The first time they're punting into the wind, and just their second punt of the game. Their first possession ended with an interception, and their third possession ended with a blocked field goal attempt.
As we were talking earlier, it's interesting what they go to replay for. You watch some games, that might be a chance to go to replay to see if he did or didn't. Now we got a flag out here at the 50-yard line.
And he's saying delay of game? So the Badgers are going to lose another 5. Boy, they started that play clock fairly quick then. But now Jackson Reese is going to be standing with his heels at the back of the end zone here. And it comes back to special teams. Reese, very low line drive kick, goes over the head of the return man, back to the 45-yard line, and that is about as good as you could hope for out of your own end zone against the wind.
It's kind of like when you're golfing in the wind, Gary, and you hit that low screamer that goes right through it. That looked like he was just trying to get it low and to get a good bounce, and lucky to get it there. If he'd have recovered that or caught it, he'd had great field position.
That would have saved him at least 15 yards as it went over the head of the return man. Are you talking about when I top it?
Oh no, when you hit it into the wind, it's all on purpose.
Oh yeah. It's been a long time since we played golf together. Big possession here for the Reivers. They have it at their own 45-yard line.
They'd had great field position.
That would have saved them at least 15 yards. Takes the snap as it went over the head of the return man. Bounces it to the outside. Are you talking about when I top it?
Oh no, when you hit it into the wind, it's all on purpose.
Oh yeah. Shifty in that backfield. It's been a long time since we played golf together. Big possession here for the Reivers. They have it at their own 45-yard line. They've had great field position. That would have saved them at least 15 yards. Takes the snap as it went over the head of the return man. Bounces it to the outside. Are you talking about when I top it?
Oh no, when you hit it into the wind, it's all on purpose.
Oh yeah. 50 in that backfield. It's been a long time since we played. And Williams is going to be very close to the first. Big possession here for the Reivers. I have it at their own 45-yard line. They had great field position. Now they're going to save them at least 15 yards. Takes the snap as it went over the head of the return man. Bounces it to the outside. Are you talking about when I top it?
Oh no, when you hit it into the wind, it's all on purpose.
Oh yeah. 50 in that backfield. It's been a long time since we played. And Williams is going to be very close to the first. Big possession here for the Reivers. I have it at their own 45-yard line. They had great field position. Now they're going to save them at least 15 yards. Takes the snap as it went over the head of the return man. Bounces it to the outside. Are you talking about when I top it?
Oh no, when you hit it into the wind, it's all on purpose.
Oh yeah. 50 in that backfield. It's been a long time since we played. And Williams is going to be very close to the first. Possession here for the Reivers. I have it at their own 45-yard line. They had great field position. Now they're going to save them at least 15 yards. Takes the snap as it went over the head of the return man. Bounces it to the outside. Are you talking about when I top it?
Oh no, when you
head coach of the Reivers.
Williams, it's all on purpose.
Oh yeah. 50 in that backfield. It's been a long time since we played. And Williams is going to be very close to the first. Possession here for the Reivers. I have it at their own 45-yard line. They had great field position. Now they're going to save them at least 15 yards. Takes the snap as it went over the head of the return man. Bounces it to the outside. Are you talking about when I top it?
Oh no, when you
head coach of the Reivers.
Williams, it's all on purpose.
Oh yeah. 50 in that backfield. It's been a long time since we played. And Williams is going to be very close to the first. Possession here for the Reivers. I have it at their own 45-yard line. They had great field position. Now they're going to save them at least 15 yards. Takes the snap as it went over the head of the return man. Bounces it to the outside. Are you talking about when I top it?
Oh no, when you
head coach of the Reivers.
Williams, it's all on purpose.
Oh yeah. 50 in that backfield. It's been a long time since we played. And Williams is going to be very close to the first. Possession here. There's just not much there, but he gains maybe 2 out to the 21-yard line. The Reiver defense is just stacking up the offensive line, and the Badgers getting no penetration. Taylor Larson stays out there, and he'll line up in the slot to the near side this time. Cash looks to the sidelines. He's got Carson Mnookin in the backfield with him. Deuce Roberson, Marquise Montgomery split wide to the right. And a big second down here, 2nd and 7. Cash bobbled it. Now he goes down the sidelines to Montgomery and incomplete. Just overthrew him and led him a little bit too far out of bounds. So I thought Montgomery was on the far side. He was actually on the near side. He changed shoes on me. He wore orange shoes last week. Maybe Deontay Davis stole his shoes. So Davis has the orange shoes today. Big third down, 3rd and 7 from the 21-yard line. Make it the 22-yard line for Snow. Carson Mnookin in the backfield. Delay, handoff to Mnookin. Mnookin lowers the shoulder, gets out near the 30-yard line, and has he got enough? Not, I don't think.
It's like going to spot a little bit short.
Yeah, you're going to spot him at the 28-yard line. 3rd and 1, or 4th and 1.
4th and 1, that's a big...
You got to punt this. I don't know how you even think about giving that short of a field. I know you got to kick it into the wind, which is not good. But you certainly can't give the ball to the Reivers almost in the red zone.
Well, but Coach Erickson loves to go for that right there.
Right.
He's been very successful with it. Looks like we have a timeout.
Well, the next best thing, you force the defense to burn a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. This is a Utah Heritage Credit Union timeout. Utah Heritage Credit Union for auto, ATV, mortgage, and new home construction loans. 9 minutes and 20 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. We'll be back.
CO Building Systems in Ephraim manufactures a complete line of metal roofing and accessories. And here are just a few reasons why you should buy from CO. First, they offer lower prices. Second, CO offers top quality products which can be custom cut to fit your needs. Third, they offer quick turnaround time on all orders. You can pick up at the plant or they'll ship the materials to you. For a free estimate and more information, contact CO Building Systems in Ephraim. Toll free 800-262-5347 or online at cobuildings.com.
Want to save money on your internet bill? Who doesn't? You now can save big with the new referral program from MTCC. You can now get a $5 monthly credit for each of your friends who sign up for Fiber Fast Internet or MTCC TV for as long as they remain a customer. Get 10 friends and you get a $50 credit every month for as long as they remain a customer. Now that's savings. Visit manta.com/bringafriend or call or text 435-835-2929 for details. Some restrictions apply. MTCC, connecting your life since 1907.
You're listening to Snow Badger Sports on
Badgers getting set to punt it away. It'll be Jackson Reese to punt it. He's a left-footed kicker, and he's going to roll and thought about throwing it and now kicks it. It's going to be a very short kick. That went out of bounds very quickly. And a little extracurricular, and now a flag is going to be thrown. Is it on Snow or is it on Iowa Western? So that'll be interesting to see here what happens, because Iowa Western was the first but the Badgers did retaliate. Either way, Iowa Western's going to have great field position.
Yeah, and he was looking to run that if there's a chance he could fake that, but Iowa really played the punt well, and so then he had to quick kick it, and it went out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
And we've got a lot of conversation going on here. Either way, it's going to be great field position for the Reivers. It'll be either at the 40-yard line or possibly the 25 even, depending on what the call is here. Defensive coordinator Coach Pouleau out talking a little bit. Okay, so it's just going to be a sideline warning, so the Badgers catch a break there, and they're going to set it down actually at the 41-yard line for the Reivers.
On the Badger 41-yard line.
Well, I guess we need to apologize. The audio on the video stream is low. The audio on the radio broadcast is okay, but we can't hear you for some reason.
I'll quit talking.
Well, we'll just we'll just continue going as if everything is fine.
Reivers sent him out in motion from right to left. 2 wideouts left, 2 wideouts right for Needens. Needens throws a little comeback. It's going to be caught by the wide receiver, driven out of bounds. Zach Nowatzki comes over from his linebacker position to help out, but that's going to be just short of the first down. Down to the 32-yard line. 2nd and 1.
Reivers going with a little tempo, a little quicker than they've been going.
Needens throws to the man out of the backfield, and this time on that reception is Jaden Koger. They've done a lot of shuffling. Koger has been in there. Jamori Colson has been in there. Bryant Williams has been the main running back there. That's enough for the first down. First down at the Badger 27-yard line. Tight formation this time. Man in motion now for the Reivers. Handoff once again. No, a fake handoff. Pass out in the flats. I missed that completely. And staying on his feet, breaking tackles left and right. And a great return or run by Roscoe Parrish after the catch. Roscoe Parrish broke maybe 3 or 4 tackles out there on the edge. But it was all started with a great play action that fooled the play-by-play announcer here for Snow College. Needens back to pass, throws the quick one out in the flats once again to Parrish. Parrish gets inside the 5-yard line. And that's going to be another first down.
Yeah, this tempo's really got the Reivers going well. The Badgers are struggling a little bit to try and keep up. The tempo's really hurting them.
So inside the 5-yard line at the 3. And the Reivers going to go once again with 4 wide receivers, 3 to the left, 1 to the right. In the backfield is Jaden Koger. Needens, hard snap count. Nobody moves. Calls for it again, throws to the back out of the backfield. Koger fumbles it into the end zone. It's loose, and Iowa Western has recovered. Or do they say incomplete? They must have said incomplete. Incomplete pass. What a break for the Badgers there, because the ball was fumbled into the end zone, and one of the wide receivers for the Reivers did come up with it. So it'll be 2nd down, 3rd down.
Big 3rd down, 3rd and 1.
3rd and 1 for the Reivers. Man in motion, turns and goes back. Needens looks to the sidelines. Back to pass, looks to the right, throws into the end zone, high over the head of everyone, incomplete. It'll be 4th down. And now do the Reivers go for it on 4th, or do they try the field goal? Looks like the field goal unit is coming onto the field. Badgers were in the same position in the first quarter and were unable to get the points on the board. The Reivers going to try to get their field goal unit on and get the points. It'll come from the 10-yard line. This is just like an extra point. The snap is good, the kick is up, the kick has got the distance, and the kick is good. And the Reivers have taken the lead, 3-0. We'll take this opportunity for a timeout. We'll be back right after this.
Little Caesars of Ephraim and Nephi have expanded to a 3rd location in Gunnison, inside Gunnison Sinclair. Hours Monday to Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Come enjoy classics like crazy bread, cheese, pepperoni, and 3 meat treat pizzas. Little Caesars also offers wings, dip, soda, and an awesome family meal deal, including 2 liters of soda, pepperoni or cheese pizza, and a crazy combo for just $9.99. Come enjoy one of the best deals in America. Little Caesars, Ephraim, Nephi, and Gunnison.
One of the best tickets in town will always be activities at our local schools. Athletic events, concerts, and plays. You can always count on an enjoyable time. Our children are the future. Let's give them all the encouragement we can. Go to a game, hear a concert, see a play. Utah Heritage Credit Union. Together we grow. Federally insured by NCUA. Online at utahheritagecu.org.
The home of Snow Badger Sports.
Welcome back as we get set for the kickoff, and now we'll find out if I was able to work some magic and get Rob so he's on the air with us here.
This kick is going to carry into the end zone. The Badgers will not return it, and they'll take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line, trailing 3-0 to the Reivers. Okay, so now you need to say something so I can see if I made it this work.
Well, this will be the best starting position for the Badgers in this quarter, 25, and that's not really good, but they've got to get something going a little bit to get back on the field position winning side of things.
Well, we'll see if Snow College can move the ball and try to at least flip the field here at the very worst here, or at the very best run some time off the clock and not give the Reivers good field position. Deshaun Cash still at quarterback, hands off to Manukin. Manukin trying to find some room and wait for a hole, and no hole ever appears, and he's driven back all the way inside the 20. But forward momentum gets him back, a loss of 1.
Yeah, their front line is just really taking advantage of ours. They're beating us into the end of the backfield every play.
Well, a couple of those guys that are beating us, Quintrell Jamison Travis is one of them, and Terrio Thompson is the other. Thompson is a freshman, but he's right in the middle of that defensive line, and he's been able to get penetration against the Badgers. Pass out in the flats is going to be caught by Elijah Irvin. Irvin's going to gain maybe 5 yards, make the 3rd down here a little bit more manageable.
Hey, looking at 37 again. That's a tough position to be in with this wind going.
Well, I get a bonus point.
Yeah, they're hearing me?
Yeah, they can hear me.
We'll see if that's a plus or a minus for you.
3rd down and 7 for the Badgers. And looking to the sideline is Deshaun Cash.
Play clock's down to 5. Gonna have to hurry to get this off.
And they don't. Oh, they do. Back to passes Cash. Got a man over the middle, tipped up in the air, and incomplete. Intended out there for Johnson, I believe. Just a little too high and a little too hot. He couldn't hold on to it. Johnson saying, yeah, keep that ball down. But in all fairness, I mean, Deshaun Cash knows he's got to give it a little bit extra because he's going into that wind.
Yeah, that's tough thrown into the wind across the middle like that. That ball gets tipped up. It was almost intercepted. It's a tough wind field.
So the Badgers will be forced to punt once again. And Jackson Reese back out on the field. Reese looks to the left, kicks, and that is going to be a high kick. Again, it's going to go way out of bounds. That is a very short net kick. In fact, they're going to mark it at the 42-yard line.
Yeah, each of those times he's had to kick, he's left-footed and been on the short side of the field, so he hasn't had much room to maneuver with. It'd be a lot better for him if they could get that over on the other hash mark for him to start and have some running room. But it's pretty tight on this corner here after he takes 3 or 4 steps to the sideline.
And he's got to kick it lower to get, kind of like what you're talking about with the golf ball.
Yeah.
That nobody heard but me, apparently.
Again, field position, 42-yard line. That's tough for the defense.
The last one started at the Snow 41-yard line, ended in a field goal for the Reivers. The Reivers lead it 3-0. Hand off to Williams. Williams patiently waits behind the hole and finds a gain of about 3, maybe 4 yards. I like the setup here. I don't know what kind of a system it is or how it works, but once they move the down markers where the first down is, that tells you how far they've got to go.
Yeah, that's a neat little chain gang they've got going down there. It'll make Andy a little bit jealous, probably.
Andy Russell?
Yeah.
2nd down and 7. Handoff once again. Kept it. Man, he is so good at that. Needens has got the first down and steps out of bounds. Boy, I was watching Williams the entire way, and Needens takes it for the first down.
They're going quick tempo again now.
Is that a sign that I need to quit if I can't follow the ball?
Well, no.
Needens the quarterback again with Williams in the backfield with him. 4 minutes and 40 seconds remaining here in the first half. 1st and 10 at the Badger 27-yard line. Needens back to pass, looks deep, goes down the sidelines, incomplete. Good coverage out there by Aunt Joe So. Well, the Badgers have done, we've talked about this before. I mean, Georgia Military came out, and that was their first 3, 4, 5 plays, was just fly patterns down the sidelines trying to burn the Badgers deep. And I think Snow has done a pretty good job so far in this game with coverage on the corners.
They've done a great job in being in good position.
So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Hand off to Williams. Williams has some room to run, finally coming up and making a tackle. Is that Aunt Joe So?
Now the Badgers blitz from that side, just as they ran right through the blitz came from, which was a good call by the Reivers.
Actually, I think on that tackle was Nick Haynes who came over from his DB position. So it's going to be 3rd and 4 inside the 25-yard line. Big 3rd down here for the defense to try to hold. Badgers showing blitz. Bowers now turns around and walks back.
Play clock under 5.
Needens.
That should have been a delay game.
And they finally did call it. Boy, that was kind of delayed, but it's the back judge that makes that call. And he's a long ways away from the play as he's standing all the way back at the back of the end zone. That seems a little deep for a back judge to me. He's not going to let anybody behind him.
No, not there.
A break for the Badgers there on the delay of game. That pushes it back near the original line of scrimmage, so call it 3rd and a long 9. Needens with Williams in the backfield. Badgers again showing blitz. Bowers now backs up, but coming from the other side is Bowers. And tipped and knocked down. Great defensive effort that time by Snow College to come up with the deflection. That's going to be Junior Haymooley who dropped deep. And Iowa Western wanted a penalty called against Xavier DeLong, but once the ball is tipped, you can hit them. And this is going to be a long field goal attempt. This is going to be a 44-yard field goal attempt for the Reivers. The snap is good. The kick is up. The kick has got plenty of distance. And the kick is good. A 44-yard field goal has now given the Reivers a 6-0 lead. And we'll be back with the kickoff right after this.
In life, we all need a strong support team. In sports and in day-to-day life. We have a trusted strong support team at Intermountain Stampede Valley Hospital. For up-to-date healthcare tips and guidelines, join our Facebook page and go to our website. From our physicians to our nursing staff, our technicians, and other specialized healthcare professionals, our team is ready to provide the best quality care for our friends, neighbors, and local athletes in Sanpete County. Intermountain Stampede Valley Hospital, keeping quality health care close to home.
This school year will be different.
This year, I'll do my assignments on time.
I will listen to my teacher.
I solemnly swear I'll do my homework every night.
Every night.
Research? No problem. School? I got this.
This year will be different. Visit Centracom.com to power your education with the best internet experience. Everyone succeeds with School to the Power of Centracom.
This is Snow College Sports Action on KFTI.
Welcome back once again to Council Bluffs, Iowa. The Snow College Badgers trailing the Reivers 6-0 on 2 field goals by the Reivers. And this kickoff is going to be carried into the end zone. The Badgers are going to elect to return it out to the 15, and not a wise decision there, as the Badgers are going to have it inside the 20. Had they let it go through the end zone, they would have it at the 25. And going against the wind, that's a big thing.
Yeah, the Badgers have really struggled this half. They've started in that same 4 or 5 yard area and I don't know, have they got a first down here?
No, I don't have them a first down since the first half.
Yeah, I don't think this quarter.
Badgers have started at their own 10, their own 19, their own 25, and their own 18 in this half. In fact, I thought I had some instant stats here. Let's see if I can. Badgers only have 2 first downs, period. Pass to Elijah Irvin. That's going to be a first down. Elijah Irvin on the catch out to the 35-yard line. Nice pass and catch from Deshaun Cash.
Now the Badgers going to hurry up. That was the first time they passed, I think, on first down as well. So trying to move things a little quicker, get things going.
Rasul Faison in the backfield. So that is just the third first down for the Badgers. The Badgers have had 20 plays for 81 yards is all. Pass now out in the flats, going to be caught by Dawson Tanner. He loses it. Are they going to say
that was incomplete?
Yeah, now the line judge is finally saying that's incomplete pass. But he took a long time to signal it. Iowa Western celebrating, and their defense is going off the field thinking they have the ball. Yeah, that was not even close to a fumble. So an incomplete pass will bring up 2nd and 10. The only thing that could have been was a lateral, but it was forward. And Dawson Tanner unable to hold on to it. So 2nd and 10 for Snow. Trying to get some points on the board here as the second quarter getting close to ending here. Under 3 minutes to go. Cash hands it off to Faison. Faison on the draw. Faison falls forward, picks up maybe 4 yards, and it'll bring up 3rd and 6.
If they get this first down, they could get to halftime probably without giving the Reivers another opportunity. So a big play here to keep the ball out of Iowa Western's hands.
Agreed. Johnson split wide to the right. Deuce Roberson in the slot. Cash back to pass. Looks over the middle. Buys time. Now in trouble. Scrambles and goes down at the 30. You got to throw that away. Do whatever you can. Just throw that away and save yourself 10 yards.
Yeah, that's going to give them a little bit momentum with 2.5 minutes to go before halftime.
Or a very worst case scenario, make the decision earlier to scramble.
Yeah,
I mean he's got legs. He can run. And he's a great athlete. So the Badgers again on this near hash mark for the left-footed kicker Jackson Reese. Man in motion is Johnson. Reese this time kicks it back towards the middle of the field. Takes a Badger bounce and trying to make a play on it and save some yardage is Micah Davis, but Davis is going to lose a couple more yards and back to the 32-yard line.
That was a good kick, good coverage by the Badgers to get them back at least on the other side of the 50 for the first time. That's nice.
Minute 29 remaining. So here, if you're the Reivers, you got to take some shots, don't you? You got the wind at your back.
Yeah, I think they'll probably throw something long, see if they get anything. If they need to, they just get in the half of up 6-0.
So the Badger defense has got to try not to give up the big play. The Reivers only have one timeout remaining here in the first half. Needens under some pressure. Tries to get away. He's got some room to run now if he wants to, and scampers out of bounds near the 30-yard line. Looks like he might gain a yard or just back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they had a chance to get him back about 15 yards. If they could have done that, they could have used their timeouts to try and extend this half, but he's a quick little runner. I can't see.
You can't see?
I'm blind.
Needens goes with 3 wideouts to the right, 1 to the left, and an empty backfield. Badgers with John Temolapayao comes from the rush from the left side. Pass is going to be out on the flats and almost trying to jump that pattern, it looked like. Was that Xavier DeLong on that side? I think it was Xavier DeLong. Nope, Nick Haynes on that side.
That was 3rd and 6. If the Badgers can get a stop here, they could get the ball back with a little bit of time. Wouldn't be surprised if that calls a timeout, if they can get a stop here.
Well, the Badgers do have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. Only one for Iowa Western. 1:17 remaining here in the first half. Badgers showing blitz. Cole Bowers on this left side. Here he comes. Badgers come with Haynes as well, stepping up in the pocket and just dumping it underneath, but breaking a tackle, still on his feet, finally hit and taken down is the receiver, L.J. Fitzpatrick, and Fitzpatrick is going to pick up the first down, and now Iowa Western thinking, let's see if we can get something going. Pass again out in the flats, and just jitterbugging and forcing the Badgers to miss is Roscoe Parrish once again. Parrish, hard to bring down, and that's going to bring up a first down as the Reivers are in Badger territory at the 45-yard line.
They only need about another 10 yards. They'll be in field goal range with that kicker they've got. So big play for the Badgers.
First and 10 from the 45-yard line. Needens with trip split wide to the left. Takes the snap. Badgers come with pressure again. Pass right in the middle of the field once again to Parrish. Parrish is down to the 30-yard line. They're in first down position. That'll stop the clock for first down. So the Reivers were looking at third and long, and they picked up the first down, and now they've picked up 2 more first downs, and they're in field goal range. And the clock starts back up again. And the Badgers are going to take a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. We'll be back with more as the first half comes to a close right after this.
I thought there was only one way to do college. I knew I needed training to set me up for a great career, but I didn't have 4 years. Snow helped me discover that college doesn't have to be about sitting in classes, counting down the hours. They showed me a way to get the edge I needed, and fast. The best part was with their low-cost programs and tuition assistance, I didn't have to go into debt. I was able to earn my certificate and start working right away. Snow College. This is college.
Professor Rock here.
The Food Nanny.
Chandler Scott here.
Sammy. Hey, everyone. Hello. I just want to tell you about this amazing,
Excellent. Cool account called My Style.
My Style checking. I'm talking travel points.
Gift card. Concert tickets.
All just for using my account. That's My Style.
So check it out.
Give it a shot. Open your My Style checking account today.
First and 10 for the Reivers as they have the ball at the Badger 32-yard line with 35 seconds remaining. Needens back to pass under some pressure. This could be huge if they can get him down, and they do all the way back to the 49-yard line. That might be out of field goal position. Might be. There's a big wind. More importantly, the clock should keep running, and Snow College not going to take a timeout here, and Iowa Western, I think their chances of getting 3 points on the board, they've given up on that as well. Or are they going to call a timeout and try a 60-yard field goal? 4, 3, 2, and they do take a timeout. They took a timeout with 1 second remaining. Interesting. Are they really going to try what could be a 70-yard field goal here? Is the wind blowing that hard?
I think they're just going to throw a Hail Mary, throw one in the end zone, see if they can get a penalty. The Badgers, see if they can get a pass interference to keep it going.
Well, hopefully the Badgers won't do that. But what a great sack there to take them out of field goal range, because you know the Reivers were setting up for either a shot at the end zone or that field goal, and they were within field goal range.
Yeah, that was about a 17-yard loss. And again, if that quarterback's thinking, like he talked earlier, he throws that out, just throws it away, they had a chance to stop the clock, puts them back up to the line of scrimmage.
So we keep it right here on this timeout. Coach Erickson talking things over with his defense, talking to Bostros Alessandro and getting him lined up. Going deep for Snow College is going to be Xavier DeLong. He's not going to let anybody behind him, hopefully. And Bostros is on the near side here, as well as Meek Ogbonna. On the last play here of the first half from midfield. Needens back to pass. And he's just going to load up and throw it as hard as he can. And getting behind the Badgers, unbelievable. Snow College dodged a huge bullet. L.J. Fitzpatrick got behind the Badgers, had it in his hands, and dropped it in the end zone.
Yeah, that's prevent defense and get behind that. give them something to talk about, I'm sure, at halftime.
Wow, that is a huge bullet that has been dodged by the Snow College Badgers. So coming up here, we're going to have the halftime show, Snow College Halftime. Snow College is the nation's finest transfer institution with campuses in Ephraim and also in Richfield. For more information, be sure and visit snow.edu.
Dr. Todd Sorensen is a board-certified pediatrician that has joined the team at Central Valley Medical Center. He provides compassionate, family-centered care from newborns to teens and all of those in between. Dr. Sorensen's areas of service in pediatrics focuses on specialty care in newborn and well-child exams, developmental surveillance, asthma and allergy care, mental health, and much more. Your whole world is Dr. Sorensen's whole purpose. Make your appointment today at the CVMC Nephi Medical Clinic, 435-623-3246.
Listen to this. Newsweek magazine has just announced America's best banks state by state, and Cache Valley Bank has been ranked as the best overall bank in Utah. Newsweek studied a number of banking services, including online banking, checking and savings accounts, customer service, and many others, and selected Cache Valley Bank as the best place to bank in Utah. Cache Valley Bank, with branches from Logan to St. George and locally in Ephraim, Mount Pleasant, Fairview, Loa, Nephi, and Price. That's Cache Valley Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
CO Building Systems in Ephraim manufactures a complete line of metal roofing and accessories. And here are just a few reasons why you should buy from CO. First, they offer lower prices. Second, CO offers top quality products which can be custom cut to fit your needs. Third, they offer quick turnaround time on all orders. You can pick up at the plant or they'll ship the materials to you. For a free estimate and more information, contact CO Building Systems in Ephraim. Toll free, 800-262-5347 or online at cobuildings.com.
Want to save money on your internet bill? Who doesn't? You now can save big with the new referral program from MTCC. You can now get a $5 monthly credit for each of your friends who sign up for Fiber Fast Internet or MTCC TV for as long as they remain a customer. Get 10 friends and you get a $50 credit every month for as long as they remain a customer. Now that's savings. Visit manta.com/bringafriend or call or text 435-835-2929 for details. Some restrictions apply. MTCC, connecting your life since 1907.
Little Caesars of Ephraim and Nephi have expanded to a third location in Gunnison, inside Gunnison Sinclair. Hours Monday to Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Come enjoy classics like crazy bread, cheese, pepperoni, and 3 meat treat pizzas. Little Caesars also offers wings, dip, soda, and an awesome family meal deal, including 2 liters of soda, pepperoni or cheese pizza, and a crazy combo for just $9.99. Come enjoy one of the best deals in America. Little Caesars, Ephraim, Nephi, and Gunnison.
The voice of the Snow Badgers.
KFTI! Welcome back to the Snow College Halftime Report. Gary Chedister along with you, and joining me is Rob Nielsen. Get a quality education that's affordable and fun at Snow College. Visit snow.edu. And I guess we fixed your microphone situation just in time for the halftime show. So, one of the things that I asked you if you wanted to talk about it, and I think it's something that's pretty cool, is that the Snow College teams, all the teams that are playing this fall are in the national rankings. Football started at number 5, they dropped, and now they've battled their way back to number 6. The women's soccer team started pretty high. Volleyball has been in the top 10 almost the entire season. Men's soccer has moved around a little bit, but I think it's a testament to not only Snow College but the Scenic West Athletic Conference, because 3 teams from volleyball in the top 10.
Right, the competition level out here in the West, it's really good. And Snow College, I think, has had some really good years. We've got some great coaches who are recruiting great athletes for all of our teams. And we just kind of started a tradition that people expect to win, which really makes it a big thing. Coaches come in, they know they have a good program, and they just build off of each other and get a little bit better. So it's been an exciting time. And, each of our teams have done really well. And coming down to the tournaments now the next couple of weeks to see if we can get to the national tournament.
Well, you mentioned that the coaches are recruiting good players. I think they're recruiting good kids as well. I think that's been, at least I have felt like that's kind of the philosophy at Snow College. Not only good athletes, but good kids that are good in the classroom. We usually have academic All-Americans and teams that do well in the classroom.
Yeah, we kind of have a standard of 3.0 for our athletic teams, which they have to have a 2.0 to play. But I don't think we even come close to 2.0 with most of our teams. We're looking for 3.5, 3.7, with a lot of kids that are higher than that with their GPAs. So it's nice to see that you can combine athletics and academics. And still we have some kids that struggle, and we have programs. We're really working hard to help those who are struggling. We have an advisor now. We have a coach for the kids that are struggling. So we put some things into place to help those who aren't doing so well. But mostly it's, like you said, good kids who want to come and play and want to go to class and do the things to be successful, not just here but in life.
I think junior college, you mentioned some of the kids that do struggle, but that's part of the role of junior college athletics, right, is to take a kid that maybe doesn't do as well on his SATs or ACTs and has to come here and take those classes. But as you mentioned, I think Snow College provides that opportunity for him. And how big is it having an advisor now that's part of athletics? Kelly Shoppy doing a great job, from what I can tell.
She does. She's been really good, and she's just aware of the kids. And you can't treat everybody the same. Everybody has a little bit different story, and they need different things, and we try and meet the kids where they are and move them along. And yeah, junior college is designed to help kids that are struggling, but a lot of times they don't get the help in the classroom. And so, yeah, we're happy. The coaches do a great job of helping them on the field and on the court or whatever, but now we have support for them outside of that. It's not relying on the coaches, and that's made a big difference, and will continue to make a big difference over the next few years.
Okay. Two anecdotes that I want to share with you that I just happened to be at the right place at the right time. So Coach Presley and Coach Pulo came by my office in the Humanities building last week, and they were just looking for teachers of players that they could talk to and find out how their players were doing. So that's one thing. I mean, the coaches, like you mentioned, are following up and making sure that the students are being students and doing well. The other, I was in the office with Coach Zach Erickson to do the pregame interview like I do each week, and Kelly Shoppy came in and told about a student success story that he got on Alex, went through Alex, and was able to improve his test score from like a very, very low score to a very, very high score in just a matter of a week, and was able to make it so he can go into, Math 1050, I think now.
Yeah, and that's the advantage of knowing where kids are. A lot of students are trying to find themselves. They may not have done well in high school. They don't know their potential. And I think sometimes we're just able to expose them to what their potential is and give them the resources to become really good at things. And so many success stories like that. Our coaches, and Coach Erickson has done a great job. Having a whole new staff is very difficult. He's got a whole new crew here. But with that, he says the neat part about it is they can all be on the same page academically and athletically, and they'll all do it his way. So there's some advantages, and not just Coach Erickson, but all of the coaches are very involved in their students' lives, not just on the field, but academically, and they do follow up. So I think that's a real plus to the department and what we've tried to do in our athletic department.
All right. Coach, we'll take a break here on the Snow College Halftime Show. Snow has assembled the best quality, most affordable, and flexible offerings in online education. Visit snow.edu. We'll be back with more on the Snow College Halftime Show right after this.
One of the best tickets in town will always be activities at our local schools. Athletic events, concerts, and plays. You can always count on an enjoyable time. Our children are the future. Let's give them all the encouragement we can. Go to a game, hear a concert, see a play. Utah Heritage Credit Union. Together we grow. Federally insured by NCUA. Online at utahheritagecu.org.
In life, we all need a strong support team, in sports and in day-to-day life. We have a trusted, strong support team at Intermountain Stampede Valley Hospital. For up-to-date healthcare tips and guidelines, join our Facebook page and go to our website. From our physicians to our nursing staff, our technicians, and other specialized healthcare professionals, our team is ready to provide the best quality care for our friends, neighbors, and local athletes in Sanpete County. Intermountain Stampede Valley Hospital, keeping quality health care close to home.
This school year will be different.
This year, I'll do my assignments on time.
I will listen to my teacher.
I solemnly swear I'll do my homework every night.
Every night.
Research? No problem. School? I got this.
This year will be different. Visit centracom.com to power your education with the best internet experience. Everyone succeeds with School to the Power of Centracom.
I thought there was only one way to do college. I knew I needed training to set me up for a great career, but I didn't have 4 years. Snow helped me discover that college doesn't have to be about sitting in classes, counting down the hours. They showed me a way to get the edge I needed, and fast. The best part was with their low-cost programs and tuition assistance, I didn't have to go into debt. I was able to earn my certificate and start working right away. Snow College. This is college.
You're listening to the Snow College Sports Station.
KMTI! Welcome back once again to the Snow College Halftime Show. Snow College ranks among the nation's top 10% in student success. Turn on your education. Visit snow.edu. So the Badgers trail it here at halftime, 6-0. And Rob, the only scores have happened with the wind. That was the same situation out at Butler College, but the score was much higher.
Yeah, and the Badgers have been pretty conservative in their play calls when they've been going against the wind. The Reivers have been a little bit more aggressive, I think, and throwing the ball a little bit more, and so the kicking games hurt us a little bit. So that wind has definitely played a huge part of that first half.
So net yards passing, the Reivers have 120 net yards passing in the first half. The Badgers 72. Snow College 4 out of 9 passing and 13 out of 22 for the Reivers. The Reivers have net 3 yards rushing. Snow College a net 0 yards rushing.
Yeah, as we talked about, the game's kind of being played in the trenches. Both of those defensive lines and front lines, the defensive lines are very strong on both sides, and you just can't run it against, neither team's been able to run it. So it's going to come down to throwing the ball. Like I said, the Badgers were pretty conservative, I thought, in the number of throws they had, and so we'll see if they come out with a different mentality or keep trying to run that and eventually get an advantage.
15 rushing attempts for Snow College in that first half, 20 for the Reivers. Average gain per rush, 1.3 for Snow and 2.2 for Iowa Western. So you hit the nail on the head. Just not a lot of success running the ball. Snow with 4 penalties for 29 yards in that first half. That was something that Coach Erickson talked about that he needed to try to take care of. Time of possession, 12:43 for Snow in the first half and 17-17 for the Reivers.
Yeah, the Reivers, they had a lot more plays. I think they had several more plays than the Badgers and just kind of controlled that second quarter. We could never get outside of the 20, and they were always seemed to be on our side of the 50. First half, we had several opportunities inside their 50, and we had the one opportunity to kick a field goal and missed. That was blocked. So we had the same opportunities. They just kind of took advantage of a little bit of 2 field goals.
Yeah, and you know what's really crazy is the Snow College isn't out of this game. I mean, you think of how and I don't know if I want to use that word, but how they've struggled to be able to do anything offensively, but you're only down 6-0. So a touchdown, an extra point, and you're back in this game and leading.
Right, one play either way. That last play to end the half, they had a touchdown they dropped. That would have made a huge difference.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we come back, we make one play, we break one thing, and we can take the lead. So there's a lot of football to be played with these two teams. It always comes down to, it seems, the last possession with the last 2 or 3 times we played these guys. So there's a lot to happen, and we'll see how this wind affects that and how each team adjusts now to what they did in the first half.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to turn into a rout for either team. It's just not going to happen between these two teams. But let's take another break, and when we come back, we'll talk more about some of the other athletics at Snow College. We'll do that right after this.
Professor Rock here.
The Food Nanny.
Chandler Scott here.
Sammy. Hey, everyone. Hello. I just want to tell you about this amazing,
Excellent. Cool account of My Style.
My Style checking. I'm talking travel points.
Gift card. Concert tickets.
All just for using my account. That's My Style.
So check it out.
Give it a shot. Open your My Style checking account today.
Dr. Todd Sorensen is a board-certified pediatrician that has joined the team at Central Valley Medical Center. He provides compassionate, family-centered care from newborns to teens and all of those in between. Dr. Sorensen's areas of service in pediatrics focuses on specialty care in newborn and well-child exams, developmental surveillance, asthma and allergy care, mental health, and much more. Your whole world is Dr. Sorensen's whole purpose. Make your appointment today at the CVMC Nephi Medical Clinic, 435-623-3246.
Now's a great time to go at Little Caesars in Ephraim and Nephi. Try the hot and ready deep dish lunch combo with 4 slices of Detroit-style deep dish pizza with pepperoni and 120-ounce Pepsi product. Makes my mouth water just thinking on it. Hey, you can also go deep with a deep dish 3-meat treat and the deep dish ultimate pizzas, and you'll have a hard time wiping that satisfied smile off your face. Go deep today at Little Caesars in Ephraim and Nephi.
Price. That's cash.
The home of the Snow Badgers.
Of metal roofing and accessories. And here are just a few reasons why you should buy from CO. First, they offer lower prices. Second, CO offers top quality products which can be custom cut to fit your needs. Third, they offer quick turnaround time on all orders. You can pick up at the plant or they'll ship the materials to you. For a free estimate and more information, contact CO Building Systems in Ephraim. Toll free 800-262-5347 or online at cobuildings.com.
You're listening to the Snow College Sports Station.
KMTI! And welcome back once again to the Snow College Halftime Show. Gary Chedester and Rob Nielsen with you, and Rob's showing me pictures. Rob eats at Cheddar's when he gets to town. I go to Golden Corral, not because of my choice, but just of who I travel with. When you travel with the football team, and the average weight on the football team is probably nearing, what, 250, yeah, somewhere in that. It's all about calories and how much you can get in there, and so you go to Cheddar's, have a steak, mashed potatoes, and the scones with and I had. I did have a salad with baby corn, and I do love baby corn. But that's the difference in our road trips here. So the Badgers do trail it here at halftime by a score of 6-0 on 2 field goals, a 20-yard field goal and a 42-yard field goal by Iowa Western, and that is the sum of the scoring here in the first half. Sam Wilbur with the field goals. And honestly, on that 44-yard field goal, he probably could have made that from 60.
Yeah, he had the wind behind him, and like you said, seeing what he can do, that could make a big difference if he kicks a 50-yarder or something later on in this game.
Well, I'm trying to remember that I think the Badgers will have the wind in their face again for this next half, or the third quarter, because I don't think you switch at halftime. I don't think. I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember, and I don't think you do. So the Badgers are going to have to make it through one more quarter into the wind before they can switch and go with the wind. And I mentioned this before with Butler, because Butler was a big factor as well, but Snow College Badgers put together one of their best drives into the wind in El Dorado against Butler. So hopefully they can do that here in the second half as well.
Well, it's going to come down to can they start that? Can they get the ground game going? They've got to do a little bit. They've got to get something going with the ground game to still open up the passing lanes, because right now Iowa Western is able to stop everything with just the 4 defensive linemen, and their defensive backs are in position. So tough position if the Badgers can't get some running game going.
Well, and they've tried a few different things. Carson Manukin started the game. Rasul Faison has been in. We have not seen Targi Lamson at all in the backfield for Snow College, which surprises me.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't talked to Coach about that. I thought he'd be playing, so that's a surprise and a scratch that we're not aware of.
And Actually, I thought Cayman Best was going to get the start at quarterback, but it has been Deshaun Cash for the Badgers, and we'll see if that changes here in the second half. But either way, Snow College, you're not going to win many games if you can't get some points on the board. They've got to get something going offensively or have something big happen defensively, like the fumble that was returned, or maybe something on special teams.
Well, they've had two interceptions, two almost interceptions, and both of them could have been pick sixes. They had a clear path to the end zone and didn't catch either one of them. But if we could make a play defensively, run one back, there's a lot of ways you can score when you're only down 6 points. It's a lot of ways to change that real quickly.
All right, so both teams back out on the field here. We'll take this opportunity for one final timeout, and we'll wrap things up on the Snow College Halftime Show. Snow College is the nation's finest transfer institution with campuses in Ephraim and also in Richfield. Visit snow.edu.
Want to save money on your internet bill? Who doesn't? You now can save money with the new referral program from MTCC. You can now get a $5 monthly credit for each of your friends who sign up for Fiber Fast Internet or MTCC TV for as long as they remain a customer. Get 10 friends and you get a $50 credit every month for as long as they remain a customer. Now that's savings. Visit manta.com/bringafriend or call or text 435-835-2929 for details. Some restrictions apply. MTCC, connecting your life since 1907.
The pride of the Badgers.
KMTI!
Welcome back as we get set for the kickoff. Snow College will return the opening kickoff, and they will have the wind at their back. So Snow College, if they're going to make something happen, probably needs to make it happen here in this third quarter. Iowa Western will kick off into the wind.
So this will probably be a short kickoff, which gives the Badgers maybe a chance to get a nice return if they can field it cleanly without being too short of a kick.
Davis and Roberson back deep to receive. They're standing at their own 10-yard line. That might be too deep, because this wind has really been a factor. I can't even see a flag, but I'm looking at the trees, and it's blowing pretty well. Sunny day, though. And at least here in the press box, it's just fine, isn't it?
Pretty nice.
Pretty nice. So we're getting set to kick it off. Welcome back. Gary Chedestry, Rob Nielsen with you, the athletic director for Snow College, as we get set for the second half of action. Badgers trail it by a score of 6-0 on 2 field goals by Iowa Western. Low driving kick going to be taken at about the 7-yard line and returned out to about the 27-yard line is Deontay Davis. So the Badgers will have their first possession here, second half, trailing 6-0, and they start at their own 28-yard line is where they finally put it down.
It's really been a game of field position, and now with the wind at our back, it's time for the Badgers to take advantage of that opportunity.
Badgers go with Tripp split wide to the right. Johnson, Roberson, and Taylor Larson. Back to pass is Cayman Best, who's in. Passes out in the flats and incomplete. So Cayman Best is in at quarterback, and he got hit as he let that one go. So we'll see if Cayman Best can make something happen here and spark the offense for Snow. Second down and 10. Same formation. Johnson, Roberson, and Taylor Larson. Split wide to the right. Best is going to keep it. Lower the shoulder. Has his helmet taken off. Flag on the play. So if this is a face masking or pulling off the helmet, he does not have to come out. If it just came off, so he can stay out on the field. So face masking is going to give a penalty and a first down to the Badgers. So Best on the scramble picked up, maybe 5 or 6 yards? More importantly, the penalty is going to give Snow the ball all the way out to the 48-yard line.
The Badgers are coming out a little bit more aggressive. They're throwing it and running it to the outside a little bit different than what they did that first half. So nice adjustments, it looks like, by the coaching staff.
Empty backfield for Best. 3 wideouts to the left, 2 to the right. Best back to throw. Going deep. And overthrew the intended receiver, Taylor Larson, who got up looking like he wanted pass interference, but no call. So Best airs it out, and it'll bring up 2nd and 10. Substitutions, Mnookin is going to check in, and Bentley is going to check in for Snow College.
A pretty well thrown ball, but it was into double coverage, so probably lucky to just come away with no reception there instead of an interception.
Davis is going to be split wide to the right. As I mentioned, Mnookin is in the backfield. Bentley in motion. Now they come back with Mnookin. Mnookin lowers the shoulder. I don't know if that was just a missed assignment or what, but all alone out there, ready to make the defensive play, was Quintrell Jamison Travis, who had slid out there, and Mnookin, all he could do was lower the shoulder and get back to the line of scrimmage.
3rd and 10, a big third down for the Badgers here.
Best in shotgun formation with Mnookin. 4 down linemen for Iowa Western. Pass is going to be caught, enough for the first down. Is that Davis? It is. Deontay Davis has the first down. Just barely enough as he gets to the 40-yard line.
Well thrown ball. Again, back shouldered a little bit. Nobody else could have caught that except the Badgers. So really well thrown ball and great catch.
So Best with his first down here offensively. A little delay action to Mnookin. Mnookin tries to get a bit of a hole and gets back to the line of scrimmage, a gain of 1. Boy, it's just hard to run against this Iowa Reaver team, and they're doing it really with just those front 4. I mean, the linebackers are out there, but it's been the front 4 that have been making most of the plays against the Badgers.
Yeah, they've not been able to get past that front line, I don't think, all day with the run.
That front line consists of Jackson Filer, Tyree Hill. 2nd down and 9. Play action. Best steps up in the pocket, goes deep over the middle, got a man out there. Davis can't hold on to it, incomplete.
We got a flag on the play, though. It looks like pass holding probably on Arizona Western.
So we'll see what this is called.
Yeah.
Pass interference or holding?
Pass interference, so it'll be 15 yards and a first down.
We're still talking things over. Davis is saying, that's what it is, pass interference. And the Badgers have started to move forward, but we still haven't seen anything signaled by the officials yet. Flag's still on the field. Have they got headsets they're talking to each other? Or?
Yes.
Okay. So here comes the signal, pass interference. Okay. We waited a long time to get that call. So the Badgers have picked up 2 first downs now on penalty on this drive alone. And the Badgers back inside the red zone. Where are they going to mark this? Not quite inside the red. They've gone too far. 24-yard line, 1st and 10 for Snow. So since the missed field goal, this is the deepest the Badgers have been able to move the offense. Cayman Best, Carson Mnookin in the backfield. Tripp split wide to the left. Deontay Davis wide to the right. Best back to pass, sets up the screen, overthrows his receiver, and fortunately the linebacker ran past the ball as well.
And sometimes those defenders get so set on hitting somebody that that ball was up there for a long time, and several people had an opportunity if they wanted it.
Running right past was Garrett Horman, the linebacker, sophomore linebacker. It'll bring up 2nd and 10. Best throws the crossing route in and out of the hands of Deuce Roberson. Boy, that time they had Taylor Larson on a crossing route and Deuce Roberson on a crossing route. and he threw it right in between the two of them.
The running back flared out to the outside too, and nobody picked him up. So maybe they saw that and they could run that again later on and pick up some big yards with that.
Yeah, Carson Manukin went left and nobody went with him. So big third down here for Snow. Play clock is down to 10 seconds. Bentley, the tight end, is in motion from right to left. Play action to Manukin. Pass towards the end zone. Davis, and he didn't even go for it. And he's just looking back like he wanted a flag thrown, but there is no flag. And now the Badgers, are they going to go for it? On 4th and 10, or they try a long field goal. Zach Erickson using a lot of time here to decide what he wants to do. Play clock is at 20. I think Iowa Western brought in their special teams unit. And the Badgers are going to go for it here, or are they going to let it run down and call timeout?
You have to hurry. Whatever they do is 5 seconds.
And they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Play action. Best rolls out to the right. He's not going to come close. That was horrible call.
Yeah, you got to make the throw. You got to at least give him a chance.
Sprinting in front of the Badger bench was Mikey Miles celebrating. And so the Badgers turn it over on downs, but I think you got to make that call earlier to give the offense time to decide what they're going to do, but great.
Now we'll see what happens with Iowa Western with this wind, and if our defense can stop them, keep them backed up here.
Iowa Western with the ball at their own 22-yard line, their first possession here of the second half. Meadens hands it off to Williams. Williams, small hole, and the offensive line keeps pushing. It's going to be a gain of maybe 3. Well, generous spot out over the 25-yard line. So it'll be second down and a long 7. Actually, it looks more like a short 7. Defense shifts on the line. Meadens changes the play, hands it to Williams. Williams, nothing there, and the Badgers wrap him up.
And neither team's been able to run at all. Both defensive lines have been right there, so it's going to force people to throw the ball, it looks like.
So it's going to be 3rd and 7. Out there defensively for the Badgers, Junior Haymooley playing that linebacker position in place of Cole Hogan. Cole Bowers on the outside now. 4 wide receivers. Badgers shift. On 3rd and long. Meadens back to pass. Under some pressure. Steps up in the pocket. Throws the crossing route. Incomplete. Too wide, intended that time for Roscoe Parrish. He was open.
Yeah, he was wide open, came across the middle. I think the Badgers were playing a zone, and he was right in the middle of it. Quarterback just missed him.
So Taylor Larson will go back deep to receive, and the Reivers will have to punt into this wind. Snow College has got to get some points on the board here with the wind at their back. Snap is good. A lot of pressure. The Badgers almost got a hand on it. Taylor Larson bobbles it. It's loose on the ground, and Iowa Western has come up with it.
Yeah, that was a knuckleball punt. It had no rotation on it, and he wasn't going to play it, and then he kind of got half and half, and
the ball couldn't get out of the way. Right up into his legs, and the Reivers are going to have it at the Badger 43-yard line. So there's another break in favor of the Reivers as they get the ball back in Badger territory at the 43. So what was going to be good field position for Snow has turned into good field position for the Reivers. Reivers come back with 2 men in the backfield. Badgers show blitz. Cole Bowers, now he backs up. Meadens back to pass, goes deep down the sidelines over the head of the intended receiver, Roscoe Parrish. Bowers almost got caught in the neutral zone there.
He was going to try and jump the count, and took a step in but didn't touch anybody and was able to get back. And then that ball was out of bounds, over the uncatchable.
Reivers going to shift now and put 3 wideouts to the far side of the field. And Williams in the backfield with Needens, the quarterback. Needens hands it off to Williams. Williams tries to find a hole and does. Finally wrestled to the ground by Junior Hamuli, but not until he picks up maybe 4 yards. Actually, they credit Bowers with that tackle. I thought it was Junior, but give the credit to Cole Bowers, who has been the NJCAA Player of the Week once, and maybe just the once. Probably deserved it another week, though.
He's very, very solid player. He makes a big difference for the Badgers. 3rd and 6, 3rd and 5, big 3rd down.
Tight formation for the Reivers. Back to passes. Needens has a long time to throw. Goes over the middle, got him out open. Pass is going to be caught enough for the first down. On the catch this time is Tyshon Jordan. Jordan just sat down in that zone and found an opening and was able to pick up the first down. They go quickly, hand off, and just back to the line of scrimmage, and that is about all, maybe a gain of 1. Reivers like to go with hurry-up offense. When they get a little bit of success, pick up a first down, they like to go quickly.
That almost caught the Badgers off guard, too. They weren't ready, and fortunately, they ran right into the defender.
In the backfield now is Koger. On 2nd down and 9. Needens back to pass, looks to the right, throws to the right, got a man out there, going up, trying to come up with the reception. No, incomplete. Good job defensively, but the ball was tipped up, and it gave a second opportunity to the Reivers.
Again, though, we had great position. We had inside position on that play, which seems like in the beginning of the year, a lot of times we've been on the outside of that. And so our defenders have done a nice job of being inside the defender and making that a difficult catch.
Big 3rd down here, going into the wind, inside the 20. Needens signaling over to the right, where he's got 3 wide receivers. Needens back to pass, has time, throws it to the back out of the backfield. The pass is dropped, incomplete, and that was Junior out there to make that hit, I believe.
That was a big hit. That was nice to knock the ball out of his arms. Now another field goal opportunity.
Now this one is going to be into the wind, and this will be a 37-yard field goal attempt into the wind. So we'll find out just how good of a kicker the Reivers have here. Snap is good, the kick is up, and the kick has got plenty of distance. And it is good. Into the wind, a 32-yard field goal. And that gives the Reivers the 9-0 lead. We'll be back with the kickoff after this. Little
Caesars of Ephraim and Nephi have expanded to a 3rd location in Gunnison, inside Gunnison Sinclair. Hours Monday to Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Come enjoy classics like crazy bread, cheese, pepperoni, and 3 meat treat pizzas. Little Caesars also offers wings, dip, soda, and an awesome family meal deal, including 2 liters of soda, pepperoni or cheese pizza, and a crazy combo for just $9.99. Come enjoy one of the best deals in America. Little Caesars, Ephraim, Nephi, and Gunnison.
One of the best tickets in town will always be activities at our local schools. Athletic events, concerts, and plays. You can always count on an enjoyable time. Our children are the future. Let's give them all the encouragement we can. Go to a game, hear a concert, see a play. Utah Heritage Credit Union. Together we grow. Federally insured by NCUA. Online at utahheritagecu.org.
You're listening to Snow Badger Sports on
KFGS. Welcome back for the kickoff. Snow College Badgers trail it 9-0 as the Reivers have scored on 3 field goals. 20 yards, 42 yards, and now into the wind, 32-yard field goal. And the Badgers, again, a turnover leads to the short field, and the Reivers are able to capitalize on it.
Ball blows off the tee. Sam Wilbur is the field goal kicker, and he could be the difference in this game so far. Well, he is so far the difference.
Well, that's big for Iowa to get 3 points against the wind. You know, nobody's done much against the wind. Now the wind's blowing the ball off the tee, and they're going to have to hold it. It's picking up a little bit more. So,
well, I think that 32-yard field goal into the wind. I mean, he could have made that from 40. I mean, he's got a leg. And he kicked the opening kickoff into the wind pretty good too. And here it comes again. A low driving kick is going to be taken by Roberson at the 7-yard line. Roberson makes a move, trying to get to the outside, breaks a tackle at the 30, the 35, the 40, flags on the play, and finally wrestled down as Deuce Roberson near the 45-yard line, but there is a flag at the 40. And a little extracurriculars over on the sidelines, but I'm afraid this is going to go back. Oh. Okay, no foul on the play, they say. So the Badgers get good field position because they're going to mark this at the 45-yard line.
Badgers need a big play. They need something positive to happen. Not had many, 5 or 10 yards is all we're getting at a
Yeah, look at first downs so far in this game. Snow College with 6. They only had 3 at half, so they did pick up 3 first downs in that in this third quarter, but 2 of them were on penalties. Badgers now going to go with 2 tight ends. And here's the flea flicker. Kamen Best going back deep, and it's going to be picked off. The receiver just does not go try to make a catch. And it's going to be picked off and returned all the way out to near midfield. In fact, maybe even in Badger territory. As Kamen Best goes deep for Scott, and Scott just didn't react to the ball, it didn't seem like.
Well, it was underthrown again, and their defensive player was in great position. Our guy had to become the defender, and he didn't do a very good job of trying to knock that ball out of his hands. Now another turnover, put them in a short field again. They're in field goal position, I think, already.
I agree. Just the way that Wilbur's been kicking the ball, even though it's into the wind, I think he's already in that position. So at the Snow 39-yard line, the Reivers have the ball again. Needens at quarterback. Takes the snap, looks to the right, throws to the right, back shoulder, throws it out of bounds, incomplete. Pretty good coverage out there by Snow College.
I think our defense has done a great job. They've had a lot of short fields, and they've kept them out of the end zone. So I think we just got to find a way to get the offense moving a little bit.
All 3 scores that the Iowa Western Reivers have had started in Badger territory at the Snow 41, the Snow 42, and the Snow 43. This one starting at the Snow 39-yard line. Trip split wide to the left on 2nd and 10. Handoff to Williams in the backfield. Williams, a big opening. Taken down by Cole Bowers, but not until he picks up close to a first down. They're going to give it to him. That's going to move the chains inside the 30 at the 29. That's one of the biggest runs so far for the Reivers.
A little bit of a misdirection trap that they did there that really kind of had the Badgers in the wrong place. Big gain for them.
Now they're going to change quarterbacks. New quarterback into the ballgame is Andre Goodman. He's a redshirt freshman. And he's going to keep it and run. Just a little wildcat run that time. And he's going to gain about 3 yards down to the 25. And substitution right back in again is Aiden Needens. So Goodman runs one play, picks up 3 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 7. Needens back in, and Koger is the running back to his left. Hand off to Koger. Koger grabbed behind the line of scrimmage, maybe falls forward for a short gain. On the tackle for Snow is Sony Vunipola.
Again, nothing. That front line's holding steady with everything going up the middle.
Big third down here. I think you've got to count this as a win if you can hold Iowa Western to a long field goal. After the short field here, taking over at the 39-yard line. So a big third down here, 3rd and 6. Trip split wide to the left for Needham. So single wide out, wide to the right. Needham's back to pass, under some pressure, throws the deep out. Pass is caught, breaking the tackle and picking up the first down. Here's Iowa Western. So another first down. And again, hurry up offense for Iowa Western. I don't think they were set, but they get the snap, and this could be a touchdown. No. Coming over and making the hit for Snow College is Lua Paola. But it's inside the 5-yard line. Another first down and 1st and goal. We could be looking at the first touchdown by either team here. Reivers already lead it by a score of 9-0 over the Badgers. Checking back in is Koger. Again, trip split wide to the right for Needhams. Needhams looks to the left, under some pressure, steps up, throws our crossing route, incomplete. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Good pressure by the Badgers from that front line. Make him hurry that throw a little bit.
Iowa Western has had some great quarterbacks. You know, they just don't make a lot of mistakes. 2nd and goal. Play clock at 15. Hand off to Koger. Nope. Needhams keeps it. There's that play action. And Needhams gets it in the end zone. A 4-yard touchdown run by Needhams. Aiden Needhams into the end zone. And the first touchdown of the game comes at 5:56 in the 3rd quarter, and that is just the 2nd score against the Wind here. Extra point is up, and the extra point is good. And the Badgers trail it by a score of 16-0. We'll be back with the kickoff in 60 seconds.
In life, we all need a strong support team. In sports and in day-to-day life. We have a trusted, strong support team at Intermountain Stampede Valley Hospital. For up-to-date healthcare tips and guidelines, join our Facebook page and go to our website. From our physicians to our nursing staff, our technicians, and other specialized healthcare professionals, our team is ready to provide the best quality care for our friends, neighbors, and local athletes in Sanpete County. Intermountain Stampede Valley Hospital, keeping quality health care close to home.
This school year will be different.
This year, I'll do my assignments on time.
I will listen to my teacher.
I solemnly swear I'll do my homework every night.
Every night.
Research? No problem. School? I got this.
This year,
Dr. Todd Sorensen is a board-certified pediatrician that has joined the team at Central Valley Medical Center.
The home of Snow Badger sports.
KMTI!
Sorry about that, folks. Just kind of ruined a couple of commercials in a row there, but this computer is extremely sensitive sometimes, and the finger gets close and it decides that's what I want to do. So an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty after the extra point means that Iowa Western is going to kick this from the 50-yard line. So a couple of schools of thought here. Do you kick this just really, really high and make Snow College signal for a fair catch inside the 20, or do you just kick it out of the end zone?
Well, the fair catch goes to the 25. If Snow College, I'm going onside kick right here. If I was.
And this is kicked somewhere into central Iowa. Yeah, that was a long kick.
I think when you're on the 50 there, if you try an onside kick, you still, they're not going to have great field position like if you kick it off your own. So,
and you've got a 3-possession game right here. Well, 2 possessions if you can convert to 2-point conversions, but in all honesty, it's almost a 3-possession game here. So Snow will take over at their own 25-yard line. And it's been a story of turnovers. The Badgers have turned it over. An interception, a fumble, an interception, 3 times.
And a muff punt.
Hand off to Fison. Fison trying to get to the outside, and the Reivers just nothing there. And the Badgers are going to lose a couple of yards. Badgers come back out with Cayman Best at quarterback. So the Badgers lose 2, 3, make it a loss of 3. Actually, the Badgers have gone to Tommy McGrath. Tommy McGrath at quarterback for Snow. McGrath back to pass, steps up in the pocket, throws underneath, tipped up high, intended for Dawson Tanner, and he is knocked to the ground.
It's like a targeting call. It's probably going to happen there.
Yeah, a hit on a defenseless player. I didn't think it was that vicious of a hit or anything, but Badgers could definitely use a break here.
That ball was a little bit behind him. He had to reach back and really had him stretched out when that guy left him wide open to get hit.
Yeah. Again, the Badgers trail it 16-0. Unable to get any points on the board. They've been in the red zone twice.
Personal foul, number 34 Black with targeting. The 15-yard penalty, automatic first down. That play is up for the review.
Okay, so they're going to review this to find out if they're going to eject him or not. I doubt they will. I just didn't think it was. That is such a hard call. I don't know. I understand the reason behind it. It's to protect the players. I get it. But it is such a hard call to make with the intent. I mean, he did not lead with the crown of his head. He came over and hit. Did he make a hit on a defenseless player? Yes.
Well, and that's what they're going to be looking at as well as the helmet. Right. If it was with the helmet, with the crown of the helmet, then they will eject him. If they don't see that, then they'll probably just do the 15-yard penalty and he'll be able to remain in the game.
Boy, that was quick. I'm glad I didn't play a commercial. They barely got over to the booth, and now they're turned around and coming back out again. That might have been the quickest review I've ever seen in my entire life.
On further review, targeting is confirmed against number 34. He has disqualified himself.
Wow. Wow. I am shocked. Garrett Horman is ejected from the game for targeting.
So I'll give the Badgers another first down, but like you said, our first downs are coming by penalties on Iowa Western, and we're not earning very many of them.
So that'll move the ball out to the 37. That's where they're standing anyway. So the Badgers will have it at the 37-yard line. And 1st and 10. So Tommy McGrath at quarterback. Badgers are to their 4th-string quarterback now. Hand off to Fison. Fison trying to find a hole, and there's just nothing there. The offensive line, who has been so good in so many games this year, is really struggling against this Iowa Western front 4 defensively.
Yeah, the Iowa Western guys they're making that initial push back, and we're not getting anything going forward, and they're meeting us in the backfield almost every play.
That's Julian Brown, Marcel Tyler, 2 of the front 4 for Iowa Western. McGrath crossing route again, too long, incomplete, intended for Elijah Irvin. And that'll bring up 3rd and 10. Dawson Tanner checks in. Taylor Larson checks in. Elijah Irvin is going to be the wide man to the left. Wide out left on the far side of the field. Rasul Fison in the backfield. Tommy McGrath back to pass. Wants to run now. Throws. Got a man out there. And is it picked off? It is. Coming up with the interception is Matt Cordes, who just came right under the intended receiver.
And the Badgers continue to turn the ball over.
Against a team like this, you just can't afford to turn the ball over 4 or 5 times. And
just feels like the Badgers just can't find any momentum at all. They started with Deshaun Cash, and he had an interception on his very first possession when the Badgers started at the Reivers 45. They gave up on Cash, went to Kanan Best, give up on him, go to Tommy McGrath. All 3 quarterbacks have struggled. So, Iowa Western with the ball. 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line. Back to pass. Flushed out of the pocket, looking downfield, throws, and almost picked off. Carries over the head of the receiver, or the defender. Nick Ogbonna is going to check in. The Badgers come up hobbled just a little bit. That's coming off the field is Nick Haynes.
You know, the quarterback position is such a tough position, and when you don't have total confidence in yourself, it's hard, and that's kind of what the Badgers are dealing with right now offensively.
2nd and 10, handoff, Williams. Williams bounces to the outside, has an opening. Coming up and making a great tackle. Is that Meek Ogbonna? I think that was Meek who just checked into the ballgame. Great open field tackle because that looked like it could have gone for a lot more.
We have a flag on the play. That's usually holding where that's thrown.
Are you psychotic? I mean psychic.
I've watched a lot of officials.
Yeah, but usually they're on a basketball.
It's all the same.
Holding is going to push the Reivers back 10 yards. So instead of a gain of 5, a loss of 10 with the penalty, it'll be 2nd down and 20. 2nd and 18, they're saying. Needham's at quarterback. Has Williams out of the backfield. Williams makes the catch to the 30. Tries to get down the sidelines. Pushed out of bounds. At about the 35-yard line. So a gain of 4. And it'll bring up 3rd and long. Badger defense needs a stop here to try to give Snow College, the offense, some decent field position here.
Another nice defensive stand. If the Badgers can get a 3 and out here, that's they've done a nice job of really competing this half and holding them with difficult field position.
Right. Only 3 down linemen for Snow College here. Will they come with any pressure from the linebackers? No. They rush through and drop back and still get pressure on Needens. Needens rolls out, now throws it across the middle, and they make the reception.
Now they're going to go hurry up, but each time we've rushed 3, we haven't got the pressure on him. He's had plenty of time to just sit back and pick us apart. So the pressure on that quarterback is pretty important.
And we do have a flag on the field at the 40-yard line. Unsportsmanlike conduct is going to push it even further into Badger territory. And Badger's going to make a substitution. Sione Mongo is going to check in. So this one is close to getting out of control here for the Badgers. We're under 4 minutes to go. Hate to say that when it's only 16-0, but Iowa Western now deep in Badger territory, threatening to score again as they're inside the red zone. Needens, long snap count, handoff to Williams. Williams hit in the backfield, tries to bounce it to the outside, and he is going to be taken down in the backfield. Meek Ogbonna defensively. Ogbonna, who checked in for Haynes, has made a couple of defensive plays in a row now.
The Badgers are playing pretty well when they play. It's the penalties and the turnovers that really are affecting them.
2nd down and 13. For Needens, and he's brought Koger in the backfield now. Nope, Williams. Williams takes the handoff, gets back to the original line of scrimmage. That's going to bring up 3rd and 10. Yeah, I feel like the defense has played well enough to win this game. Yeah, but the offense has given several short fields to Iowa Western, who's taken advantage of it. And
the Badgers haven't been able to take advantage of any of the mistakes or problems.
Meadens throwing to the end zone. Incomplete. Pretty good coverage out there by Ott Josso, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
But they take a field goal.
I bet they do too. I bet he makes it. He's, honestly, he's one of the best kickers I've seen.
It won't be short, will it?
No. In fact, into the wind, this is going to be shorter than the, it's going to be a 37-yard field goal attempt, 38. Call it a 38-yard field goal attempt. No. Hey, I have power in my words. I don't speak anything into existence. I say positive things and then they turn out not positive. So a missed field goal by Iowa Western. I tell you, announcers we're very skeptical and very superstitious. And I mean, not just a little stitious, we are superstitious in thinking that we can change the events. So the Badgers have 2 minutes and 22 seconds remaining with the wind at their back to try to make something happen here, and they will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20. They've got a long ways to go here, but they've got to get the ball in the end zone. Tommy McGrath back at quarterback. Badgers go with Rasul Fison and Carson Manukin in the backfield. Fison tries to go right, and not much there. I think that was designed to go left because Carson Manukin kind of pulled and he led the way left. But Fison went back to the right. And he's fired up about something.
Yeah, somebody got hit after, they didn't call anything, and everybody got a little bit concerned.
Well, they're going to get in a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd and 9. Yeah, Rasul was very, very upset. But no flag call. McGrath again in shotgun. Play action. Going to go deep down the sidelines and over the head of the intended receiver that time for True Tanner. Just too long, and True could not catch up to it.
Their defensive backs have done really well. They've played a nice ball game in keeping our receivers from not being able to get behind them or get deep on that play.
So big 3rd down here, 3rd and 9. Badgers go with trips wide to the right. A single wide out to the left. I believe that's Marquise Montgomery and Rasul Fison in the backfield. Tommy back to pass, under pressure, throws high, and it's going to be picked off. Great defensive effort coming over and making the interception is going to be A.J. Taylor. And another short field is going to be given to Iowa Western. Just when you think the Badgers have run out of bullets to shoot themselves in the foot, they come up with another interception. That is the 4th interception to go along with a fumble, a blocked field goal, and over on downs. In fact, this second half has started and the Badgers have turned it over on downs, fumbled it, and 3 interceptions.
Yeah, to not have any punts without any scores in the quarter, that's 4 or 5 possessions. Again, short field for Iowa Western.
Iowa Western hands it off, getting to the outside. Running over his own player is Williams, and then finally taken down near the 30-yard line. Well, Iowa Western has had, this is their 5th possession of the second half. They have punted, they've hit a 32-yard field goal, and they've scored a touchdown. But they've had it at their own 22, at the Snow 43, the Snow 39, their own 39, and then the Snow 35. 58 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Clock continues to run. Meadens hands it off to Williams. Williams jitterbugs in the backfield trying to find an opening. And he's going to pick up a first down inside the 20 to the 25 to the 24. And that'll move the chains.
Good enough for an Iowa Western.
45 seconds remaining. They'll start the clock here once the chains get set. So we'll probably have at least one or two more downs here in the third quarter. Williams in the backfield. The Reivers shift. And Needon's going to hand it off once again to Williams. Williams hit in the backfield, but gets away and falls forward for a gain of 1.
Again, I emphasize, I think our defensive line has done a great job. Our front four has really done a nice job today in stopping the run and making a lot of really good plays.
I'm with you. I agree. But
After 3, your score, Reivers.
you've just handed way too many short fields to the offense of Iowa Western. That's the end of the third quarter, 16-0. Iowa Western with the lead. Will be back in 60 seconds.
I thought there was only one way to do college. I needed training to set me up for a great career, but I didn't have 4 years. Snow helped me discover that college doesn't have to be about sitting in classes, counting down the hours. They showed me a way to get the edge I needed, and fast. The best part was with their low-cost programs and tuition assistance, I didn't have to go into debt. I was able to earn my certificate and start working right away. Snow College. This is college.
Professor Rock here.
The Food Nanny.
Chandler Scott here.
Sammy. Hey, everyone. I just want to tell you about this amazing,
Excellent. Cool account of my style.
My Style checking. I'm talking travel points.
Gift card. Concert tickets.
All just for using my account. That's My Style.
So check it out.
Give it a shot. Open your My Style checking account today.
Live sports coverage of the Snow Badgers on
KMTI. Welcome back once again to Council Bluffs, Iowa. Snow College Badgers and the Reivers of Iowa Western. Iowa Western with the ball. Second down and 9 inside the Badger 25-yard line. Needon's back to pass, has time to throw, goes deep, corner of the end zone, and incomplete. Pretty good defense out there by the Badgers. Nick Haynes.
Great position. Again, if he'd have turned just a little bit quicker, he probably could have picked that off.
Yeah, coming across the field was Lua Paola, and he almost had a chance at the interception. So third down here, definitely in field goal range. But the Badgers need to hold defensively and force at least a field goal for the moral victory, maybe. Under pressure is Needons, jumps up, throws the crossing route, and that's going to be well short of the first down.
Again, another nice stop by the defense.
Agreed. So we need to be thinking about the Little Caesars player of the game. For Fresh Pizza Fast, make a pit stop at Little Caesars in Nephi, Ephraim, and also in Gunnison. Also, we need to be thinking about the Sanpete Steel Steelman of the game. Sanpete Steel, done right and on time. And coming up, we have a 39-yard field goal attempt for the Reivers. Snap is good. The placement's up. The kick is partially blocked, it looked like, but it somehow found a way to get through. Oh, my goodness. Looked like Snow got a hand on it, or it just wasn't kicked real cleanly, but it has enough momentum to get through. We'll be back with the kickoff in 60 seconds.
Listen to this. Newsweek magazine has just announced America's best banks state by state, and Cache Valley Bank has been ranked as the best overall bank in Utah. Newsweek studied a number of banking services, including online banking, checking and savings accounts, customer service, and many others, and selected Cache Valley Bank as the best place to bank in Utah. Cache Valley Bank, with branches from Logan to St. George and locally in Ephraim, Mount Pleasant, Fairview, Loa, Nephi, and Price. That's Cache Valley Bank, member FDIC and equal housing lender.
CO Building Systems in Ephraim manufactures a complete line of metal roofing and accessories. And here are just a few reasons why you should buy from CO. First, they offer lower prices. Second, CO offers top quality products which can be custom cut to fit your needs. Third, they offer quick turnaround time on all orders. You can pick up at the plant or they'll ship the materials to you. For a free estimate and more information, contact CO Building Systems in Ephraim. Toll free 800-262-5347 or online at cobuildings.com.
You're listening to the Snow College Sports Station.
KSTI!
Welcome back to Council Bluffs, Iowa. Gary Chedester and Rob Nielsen with you. Snow College Badgers trail at 19-0 with 14:22 remaining here in this contest. This kick is going to go knuckleball, takes a bounce, going to be fielded by the Badgers inside the 5-yard line to the 15. To the 20, breaking a tackle, trying to get a block, and out to the 36-yard line. Nice return by Adjo So, who is in those on special teams. Nice return for Snow to get at least some hope here to the offense at the 36-yard line. And who comes out? Deshaun Cash. So you asked that at the timeout. Who do you go with? But you just start all over again.
Start again. I think he's going to have a little bit different attitude right now. I bet he wants to prove something. I think this is a good move, and we'll see what he can do.
So Deshaun Cash at quarterback. Hands it off to Carson Manukin. Here's his trademark jump over the defender and picks up maybe 4 yards. So positive yards here. That's what you're looking at. You got to get positive yards.
You got to get moving.
Work it down the field. Get some points on the board. Bentley in there at tight end for Snow. Marquise Montgomery at the near side of the field. Dawson Tanner is in the slot to the right. Hand off to Manukin again. Manukin just runs into a wall of humanity right at the 40-yard line. So even when Iowa Western doesn't get any penetration, they just stand up that offensive line and there's no holes.
Yeah, we're not moving anything forward. Everything's either neutral or backwards if going up that middle. And it seems like there's a lot of time left, but time becomes important, I think, from now on. They have to go quick and they have to get going. Not a lot of time to waste.
Well, you've got to get 3 scores. Play action, Cash, hit, and taken down. And again, the defense is doing it with 4 rushers. They're not blitzing anybody. They're doing it with 4 down linemen. That's it. And that's going to be a loss back to the 35-yard line. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 11.
4th and 11.
4th and 11, yeah.
4th down, punting again. Again, from this left hash, it's just nothing going the Badgers' way today.
It's that front 4 for Iowa Western that has made the entire difference in this game, especially against the offense for Snow College. Badgers run a guy in motion. Nice kick by Jackson. Nobody back defensive to receive it, and it's going to come to rest inside the 20-yard line. That's probably the best kick that the Badgers have had.
Well, interesting that Iowa Western didn't have everyone back to field it. Maybe they've learned kind of from what we did. It's a difficult ball to catch with this wind. And so rather than really about a turnover, they just let it go, tried to block it.
Well, especially, they're by 19.
Yeah.
An extra few yards not going to make a lot of difference for them right now. I think you're probably going to see them run the ball here, try to shorten this game, run some time off the clock. Needon's in the backfield. Hands it off to Williams. Williams, nope, that's Koger. Koger breaks a tackle, and Koger's going to get a first down out over the 30-yard line.
I think you're right. I think Iowa Western's just going to get behind those big guys and just keep running it and running the clock out.
Substitution, Badgers, David Latu comes off, and Sione Munga goes in defensively along that defensive line. Again, Koger in the backfield with Needens. Three wide out, split wide to the left, but again, I would be playing against the run here. Hand off to Koger. Koger comes to the right side, finds a huge hole, takes it down the sidelines, finally pushed out of bounds by Stockton Bramwell, but Reivers are now in Badger territory.
Well, our defensive team's been out there a long time this half. They've played a lot of plays, and they're probably getting tired a little bit and a little frustrated. So now's when they just each have to do their job and try and get a stop. Get them 3 and out here.
1st and 10 at the Badger 40-yard line. Badgers go with 4 down linemen along the defensive line. They show blitz. Handoff is going to go to Koger. Koger runs it on that left side. And getting a little bit chippy there as one of the Badger players comes over and kind of pushes somebody out of the way to help his teammate up. If we look at first downs, Iowa Western 21, Snow College 7.
Yeah, now Iowa Western's runners are getting through that first 4 and getting back to the linebackers, having to make plays and getting 6 or 8 yards of crack now.
Iowa Western now over 300 yards of offense. Hand off again, Koger. Koger inside line, and he's going to be short of the first down by about a yard is all. And it'll bring up 3rd and 1. Already in field goal position. We've mentioned that, but it bears mentioning. I mean, their field goal kicker has been nothing short of fantastic. Sam Wilbur, a 20-yarder, a 44-yarder, a 37-yarder, and a 38-yarder. Even the one that the Badgers got a hand on still made it 38 yards. 3rd and 1 for the Reivers. Handoff goes to Koger, who gets hit in the backfield, and he's not going to make the first down. Cole Bowers comes over and finishes him off.
That moves him back. It'll be about a 55-yarder if they try a field goal, so
I'd still like to see him try it. I mean, I really would. I would like to see if he's got that kind of a leg, because I think he does.
Here he comes.
So this is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of, what, a 53, 54?
52, 53, yeah.
We'll see where they put it down.
They're going to punt it. Not going to take a chance.
Well, the Badgers did get a hand on the last one, so a punt situation, that's even better for Snow. And they don't have anybody back. And the kick is away. Cole Bowers tried to get a hand up, and it's going to be fielded inside the 10 by Iowa Western as they down it at the 9-yard line. So Snow will have it 1st and 10 at their own 9. Again, a reminder, we'll have the Sanpete Steel Man of the game. Sanpete Steel done right and on time, supporting Snow College's tradition of excellence. And the Little Caesars player of the game. Little Caesars makes their dough fresh in-house every day and uses 100% mozzarella and Munster cheeses. And who's out there? Deshaun Cash for the Badgers at quarterback. 1st and 10 from the 9. Hand off to Carson Mnookin, jumps over the defender. He's in the backfield, and he's all the way out to the 27-yard line. Nice run by Carson Mnookin.
That was a great run. Maybe our longest run of the day.
I think it is. Mnookin loses his mouth guard, but they hand it to Carson again, and this time nothing. But finally, the offensive line doing a push. That has got to be one of the first times the line has actually pushed the pile.
You know, both teams it's a long, hot day, and both teams are going to get tired. So can our offensive line get a push right here and maybe make a move for us?
Hand off to Mnookin again. Not much there, but he just lowers the shoulder and gets what he can. That'll bring up 3rd and short. Badger's going to be content to run the ball here, I guess.
I think this might be the opportunity where the quarterback fakes it and keeps it. I think this is kind of an opportunity where that hasn't happened much, and he's pretty good at that if he chooses to, if he can make the read.
Cash Takes the snap, looks to the right. Under some pressure. Now he's going to roll out to the right, signal to go downfield. That is a pass interference. Yeah, the crowd might not like that, but that was pretty obvious as the defender just tackled.
So I get the Badgers a first down, so that's a little bit of a momentum going here. They get a score, get a chance.
Again, it's been, the Badgers have gotten a lot of first downs on penalty. That's the fourth. They've only got 9 first downs, and 4 of them have happened on penalty. Cash with Mnookin in the backfield once again. 1st and 10, Badgers at the 43-yard line. Play action. Cash back to pass, hit and wrestle down. Jackson Filer. And they say he is the all-time sack leader for Iowa Western. And again, it's just the front 4.
And that's a pretty good honor because Iowa Western has had some really good players, really good defensive players. For him to be the all-time sack leader, that's quite an honor for him.
So Jackson Filer, 6'3", 230-pound defensive lineman. Pass underneath to Taylor Larson. Larson trying to get to the outside. Tiptoes down the sidelines and gets to about the 45-yard line. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 8. Big 3rd down here for Snow to try to pick up this first down and keep the drive going. 6 minutes, 36 seconds. Now you're just looking for maybe a moral victory, get some points on the board, and try to get some momentum. Deshaun Cash makes a nice move, keeps it, falls forward. He's going to be short of the first down, but he gets to midfield. And Snow will have to go for it here on 4th down.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll.
And I think you run something similar to that again. So you've got Carson Mnookin in the backfield, trips to the left. Marquise Montgomery to the right. Now the Badgers are going to look to the sidelines. Kanan Best signaling in. There's the snap. 4th down, Cash. Underneath, going to be picked off. Intended for Taylor Larson. Still on his feet, and this is going to be a pick 6. And that is going to be about all she wrote for Snow College. Snow College just tried to catch Taylor Larson on a little drag route coming underneath, and
he didn't throw that. He just kind of floated it out there and didn't really throw it. Across the middle, you've got to throw that ball and have commitment behind the throw.
Well, we're in uncharted territory. I don't think I've ever called a Snow College game where the Badgers have been shut out. Even against very good teams, the Badgers have found a way to get some points on the board. And are we going to... Well, we had a bunch of players coming off. I thought they were calling a timeout almost, but...
5 seconds on the play clock. It will start on my signal. 5 seconds on the play clock.
So we're getting set for the extra point here. Taking a long time here.
Waiting for the play clock to be set.
Be set to 5, yeah. He said, the referee said set the play clock to 5 and then started on his count, so we're still waiting for that.
Yeah, this is a big game with the ratings system and the rankings of the National Football Association. The top 4 teams go to that playoff, and this was a real big game for both of these teams. We're ranked 6th, they're ranked 3rd, and this was our chance to kind of bump up there and maybe get to 5 or sneak into that 4th spot and hold on for the for the playoff. This is big for them. They'll maintain their 3rd place position, I'm sure, and unless one or two gets beat this week.
There hasn't been a lot of movement in the rankings this year. Extra point is up, and the extra point is good. So the Badgers now trail it by a score of 26-0. We'll be back with the kickoff after this.
Want to save money on your internet bill? Who doesn't? You now can save big with the new referral program from MTCC. You can now get a $5 monthly credit for each of your friends who sign up for Fiber Fast Internet or MTCC TV for as long as they remain a customer. Get 10 friends and you get a $50 credit every month for as long as they remain a customer. Now that's savings. Visit manta.com/bringafriend or call or text 435-835-2929 for details. Some restrictions apply. MTCC, connecting your life since 1907.
Little Caesars of Ephraim and Nephi have expanded to a third location in Gunnison, inside Gunnison Sinclair. Hours Monday to Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. Come enjoy classics like crazy bread, cheese, pepperoni, and 3 meat treat pizzas. Little Caesars also offers wings, dip, soda, and an awesome family meal deal, including 2 liters of soda, pepperoni or cheese pizza, and a crazy combo for just $9.99. Come enjoy one of the best deals in America. Little Caesars, Ephraim, Nephi, and Gunnison.
The pride of the Badgers.
KMTI!
Welcome back to Council Bluffs, Iowa. Gary Chevester and Rob Nielsen, the athletic director of Snow College, with you as Snow College trails this one by a score of 26-0. So I said I can't remember Snow College ever being shut out. I got a text from Bob Trithall that says, I can't remember us being shut out. Nate Johnson texts me. He says, we're looking. See if we've been shut out. Low kick, takes a bounce, goes into the end zone. That might be the best result for Snow College. And they'll start at their own 25.
But you know, the Badgers not being in a league is really difficult, and to play the teams they have to play, and we're playing all of the top, we're playing the top teams in the country. We're traveling a lot more than any other team in the country. Right. So, you know, these guys work hard, and they really work to do this. And sometimes circumstances just, you know, they had a really tough game last week. They get on a plane, fly out here. Not to make excuses, but our schedule is one of the toughest schedules in the country. And, you know, we compete every day, every game. And whether we score or not, I do think these guys, you know, they work hard and really try and do what the coaches ask them to do. It's just some games it's not there.
I agree, and if I came off too negative, I do apologize, because I believe in Snow College athletics and Snow College football. It's just hard to see this happen, because it doesn't happen very often. You get used to winning.
Right, that's the thing. People expect such a high level of them, and that's what we talked about. All of our teams are ranked in the top, and so it's hard to have a loss, and especially like this, where so many turnovers and mistakes make it happen.
Deshaun Cash back to pass, has a long way to run if he wants to, but he goes deep, and he's got Elijah Irvin tapped away at the last second, going up high and knocking away. Great defensive effort that time by Jamori Colson.
Yeah, that's what Coach talks about with quarterback, is that he probably had 15 or 20 yards of clear field ahead of him.
Right.
And maybe you pick those up, or you take that chance on the long ball.
So it'll bring up 3rd and 10 for Snow. Cash again on the backfield. Back to pass, sets up the little screen pass, gets it to Carson Mnookin. Mnookin's got blocking downfield. Carson going to the sidelines and finally pushed out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. So a huge play. Biggest play of the entire game so far for Snow College. Carson Mnookin, a screen pass that goes for almost 80 yards.
Yeah, it was a really nice play, nice setup. Linemen stayed where they needed to be. Chance to score, keep that streak alive.
There you go. And I don't even know what that streak is. It just feels like I don't remember not scoring. Hand off to Fison. Fison makes a nice spin move at the line of scrimmage, breaks a tackle, lowers the shoulder, gets inside the 10-yard line to the 5. Nice run by Rasul Fison. So, 1st and goal at the 5. Russell in the backfield with Deshaun Cash. Trip split wide to the left. Hand off to Rasul. Rasul tries to bounce it to the outside. Nothing there. He's going to lose yardage. Good defensive play that time by Calvin Sick.
So the defensive end's been in that backfield a lot tonight. It's tough to get it on the outside.
So to bring up 2nd and goal. Mnookin's going to check back in. Play clock is down to 15. So the Badgers go with Fison and Mnookin in the backfield on either side of Deshaun Cash. 8 seconds on the play clock. Handoff to Rasul. Rasul started to the right, now comes back to the left. Tripped up in the backfield. He's going to lose yardage all the way back to the 12-yard line. Good defensive effort that time by Dylan Reyes from Roanoke, Texas. So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 12. So can the Badgers get the ball in the end zone here on 3rd and goal? They had it at the 5, and now on consecutive run plays, they've lost yardage back to the 12. Fison and Mnookin again in the backfield with Deshaun Cash. Montgomery to the left. Play action. Fade route into the corner for Montgomery. Goes up. Cannot come down with it. It'll be 4th and goal.
Bring up 4th down. Make some noise for the Dark Side.
So 4th and goal from the 12-yard line for Snow College. Play coming in from the sidelines. Now the Badgers with a couple of subs. Taylor Larson is going to come in. Badgers are going to bring out Carson Mnookin. It's Rasul Fison in the backfield. Marquise Montgomery wide to the left. Taylor Larson in the slot to the left. Shotgun formation. Cash. Back to pass, but play was blown dead first. Did the Badgers take a timeout?
Delay game.
Delay game. So 3rd and goal from the 17-yard line. Badgers had it at the 5. And consecutive running plays have pushed it all the way back, and now the penalty all the way back to the 17-yard line. On 4th down. 4th and goal. Play action. Cash back to pass. Throws. Got a man there. In and out of the hands. Incomplete. Almost intercepted.
Yeah, that could have been intercepted and it could have been caught. I think that drive kind of summarizes the way the game's gone there. You know, we make some good plays and then we make some mistakes and push ourselves out of the game and then end up having to do something really difficult.
3 minutes remaining. And Iowa Western will take over at the 17-yard line.
And it doesn't get any easier. This next week at homecoming, we have Garden City coming in, and that's the coach that used to coach at Arizona Western. Oh. So he knows the Badgers, he knows what's going on, and so that's going to be another really talented team that comes in to play against us. So Badgers got to work a lot of tough road ahead of them.
Handoff goes to, is it Williams or Koger? I'll have to check. Oh, how about neither one of them? It was Trey King on the carry. Out to the 20-yard line, 2nd and 7. Badgers trying to strip the ball, but Iowa Western just trying to take care of it, run this clock out. I think if I had Greg Sterner here, because he's a really good mathematician, he could tell me how many first downs they need to get.
1.
1? You're saying 1?
Yep.
Okay. To run the clock out. So the Badgers need to hold without a first down to get the ball back. Hand off to King. King trying that left side and back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Maybe a gain of 1.
It's like Snow College calls timeout.
So Snow takes a timeout with 2 minutes and 6 seconds remaining. We'll take a timeout as well. A Utah Heritage Credit Union timeout. We'll be back after this.
One of the best tickets in town will always be activities at our local schools. Athletic events, concerts, and plays. You can always count on an enjoyable time. Our children are the future. Let's give them all the encouragement we can. Go to a game, hear a concert, see a play. Utah Heritage Credit Union. Together we grow. Federally insured by NCUA. Online at utahheritagecu.org.
In life, we all need a strong support team, in sports and in day-to-day life. We have a trusted strong support team at Intermountain Stampede Valley Hospital. For up-to-date healthcare tips and guidelines, join our Facebook page and go to our website. From our physicians to our nursing staff, our technicians, and other specialized healthcare professionals, our team is ready to provide the best quality care for our friends, neighbors, and local athletes in Sanpete County. Intermountain Sanpete Valley Hospital, keeping quality health care close to home.
You're listening to Snow Badger Sports on
2 minutes and 6 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. 3rd down and 6 for Iowa Western. Iowa Western hands it off, and coming over is Cole Bowers to make the tackle. I think it's going to be short of the first down. It's going to bring up 4th. Bowers had great momentum that time to, and they're going to say he had enough of the first down. Oh, my goodness.
Well, Cade Bowers, he is, it'll be interesting to see where he goes because he'll be playing somewhere next year at a pretty good 4 years college, so it'll be exciting for him. He's a great player.
I like Cole. Had him in class last year, and very likable guy. So that's a first down, and now do the Badgers use any of their timeouts here with a minute and a half to go? I would say probably not. Iowa Western in victory formation. Coming up on the postgame show, we'll have the Little Caesars player of the game and the Sanpete Steel man of the game. Delay of game is going to be a 5-yard penalty at a minute 32. Badgers trail it 26-0. And victory formation, Iowa Western will just take the snap here and take a knee. And they will come away with the victory, and they will improve to 6-0. And the Badgers will drop to 4-2 overall. Badgers' only 2 losses have come to top 5 ranked teams. New Mexico Military 38-7. They lost, and New Mexico Military was ranked number 1 in the nation. And now lost to the number 3 team in the nation, Iowa Western. And we knew this at the beginning of the year, what a tough schedule this would be for Snow College, playing nationally ranked teams. And even Trinity Valley, who the Badgers played first week, they are in the rankings now. So Butler, Trinity Valley, the Badgers lost to New Mexico Military and now to Iowa Western. And they still have Garden City. They still have Lackawanna, who's ranked number 11 in the nation. So this is a very, very tough season. And it started just, you lose your number 1 quarterback on the second series of the year.
Yeah, that's the tough part. They're really excited about the whole season, and then you lose your starting quarterback, and it's just hard to get going after that. But they've got to regroup. They've got a big week ahead of them. They've got to be ready for homecoming and make a showing at home against a really good Garden City team.
Right, and the injuries on defense too have just been devastating. You lose Cole Hogan, one half of the Bash brothers there, and he's done for the season. So a tough loss here for Snow College. The final score 26-0, and we'll be back with the postgame show right after this.
This school year will be different.
This year, I'll do my assignments on time.
I will listen to my teacher.
I solemnly swear I'll do my homework every night.
Every night.
Research? No problem. School? I got this.
This year will be different. Visit Centricom.com to power your education with the best internet experience. Everyone succeeds with School to the Power of Centricom.
I thought there was only one way to do college. I knew I needed training to set me up for a great career, but I didn't have 4 years. Snow helped me discover that college doesn't have to be about sitting in classes, counting down the hours. They showed me a way to get the edge I needed, and fast. The best part was with their low-cost programs and tuition assistance, I didn't have to go into debt. I was able to earn my certificate and start working right away. Snow College. This is college.
Professor Rock here.
The Pooh Nanny.
Chandler Scott here.
Family. Hey, everyone. I just want to tell you about this amazing,
Excellent. Cool account of my style.
My Style checking. I'm talking travel points.
Gift card. Concert tickets.
All just for using my account. That's My Style.
So check it out.
Give it a shot. Open your My Style checking account today.
Dr. Todd Sorensen is a board-certified pediatrician that has joined the team at Central Valley Medical Center. He provides compassionate, family-centered care from newborns to teens and all of those in between. Dr. Sorensen's areas of service in pediatrics focuses on specialty care in newborn and well-child exams, developmental surveillance, asthma and allergy care, mental health, and much more. Your whole world is Dr. Sorensen's whole purpose. Make your appointment today at the CVMC Nephi Medical Clinic, 435-623-3246.
Your connection for Snow College sports.
KMTI!
Welcome back to the postgame show. Gary Chedester with you in Council Bluffs, Iowa, where the Snow College Badgers come out on the short end of a 26-0 score to the Reivers of Iowa Western. And the defense played well enough to win this ball game, but too many short fields really gave Iowa Western all they needed as they kick several field goals in this one. 1, 2, 3, 4 field goals. They end up with a touchdown run and a pick six for the total of the scoring. The offense just could not get the ball in the end zone, and too many turnovers. And that provides Iowa Western with the win. The number 3 ranked Iowa Western Reivers with the win. Snow College will have to regroup as they will go back home and take on Garden City this coming week for homecoming. That's a change in the schedule. We were unable to ever get a contract back, I guess, with ASA Miami. And so the Badgers hurried and found out that Garden City had an opening in their schedule, and so they were able to come out and join us for homecoming this coming week. So Snow College loses this one and drops to 4-2 in with their overall schedule. And joining me up here in the post game is Coach Erickson, and I know this one's very disappointing for you and a tough one, but thanks for coming up and joining me.
Oh man, that's a tough one. You got me? Yeah. That's a tough one. It's, we kept it close for a little while, and, just sometimes the ball didn't bounce our way. We didn't get very good play out of our quarterback's offensive line up front, and we will look at ourselves as coaches and figure out, wow, what did we do that we didn't prepare our guys well enough? Because what we were calling obviously wasn't working. Our quarterbacks were trying to, force the ball into places that we're calling plays to, so that's on me as a play caller, and that's on us as coaches not getting our guys ready to play against a really good football team, and it's just frustrating. Well, the first half, at halftime it was 6-0, and you got to be thinking, hey, we're one play away from making something happen here, but it was just too many turnovers. Yeah, but even until those last two scores of theirs, at 16-0, it's still a two-possession game. Right. And we kept our guys stayed and fought, and I'm really proud of our defense. Our defense played, probably double the amount of plays that we played on offense, and they kept going and they kept going and they kept getting field goals and kept getting field goals, and we just couldn't get anything rolling on defense, on offense, and so we'll take a good long hard look in the mirror and see what we're doing and figure out how we can do it better, because it wasn't very effective today. I was surprised at how well Iowa Western did with just their front four on defense. They were able to get pressure. We weren't able to run against them, but it was really, I didn't see many blitzes at all. It was just their front four. Yeah, what they're good. They're probably the best front four you're going to see. Yeah, without a doubt. And so you couple that with they move them a lot. They stunt, they slant, and what that does is all that movement messes with your angles and your assignments in the run game. And so we thought that if we could just run inside zone, right, that's more of an area than a person, and whoever shows up into your zone, you fit them up and you drive your feet, and we just couldn't quite get anything rolling in the run game, which then allows them to just sit back, like you said. They can sit back with 7 guys in pass coverage, and then that makes it really hard playing 7-on-4. So just all around, not very good, especially by us as coaches. And so we've got to fix that, because we don't have any time to waste. We've got a really good Garden City team coming next week, and so we'll watch the tape. We'll see how we can fix it, and then we'll turn the page to those guys. Okay. So it's been a long time since you've had 2 losses in a season. How do you keep these guys up and playing when
when you're in this type of situation?
Yeah. Well, you know, I think the big thing is I'm proud of a lot of our guys on the sideline today that continue to keep encouraging their teammates. We have some good leaders on our team that kept the sideline engaged up until those last couple of kneel downs. And, you know, Cole Bowers in particular, you know, he was a guy that from start to finish in this game didn't let his teammates hang their heads. He didn't let, you know, us get discouraged. He kept encouraging the offense. After they'd get a stop, they'd give up a field goal. He'd come and encourage the offense. And so I was proud of that. And so hopefully we can take some of that and really continue to motivate our guys. I think the one big motivating factor for our guys is, you know, they all have aspirations to go play elsewhere, and so they can't really throw in the towel at this point because we've got 6 more games to play, and so their brand, their product is what they put on the field, and so hopefully we can continue to encourage them and motivate them in a positive way to be able to keep working and continue to strive to get better every single day and make sure that something like this doesn't ever happen again.
Okay. We've got the steel man of the game and the player of the game, and you mentioned who I was leaning towards for player of the game. That's Cole Bowers.
I'd give him both of them. I'd give him the steel man and the player of the game.
All right.
I think he had double-digit tackles. He was all over the place, you know, and like I said, he's that guy for us that is just, if I could have put him on offense today, I would have. There were a couple of times I thought
he's got number 30. You can put him anywhere you want.
I could. So, yeah, no.
And we had this talk earlier about athletes, right? I mean, he is an athlete. You probably could give him the ball.
Yeah. I mean, he was a running back in high school as well, and so there wouldn't be anything that's too far out of the realm of possibility. So we'll see.
Carson Manukin had a great play. I mean, it was unfortunately we weren't able to get it in the end zone, but he had a great play on that little screen pass or little crossing route that he made the catch on.
That little screen, and you know those guys, Carson and Rasul, that had the bulk of the carries today. Bless their hearts, they were doing everything that they could, and they weren't anywhere. There was nowhere to go, and again, that's on us. We got to get that fixed as a coaching staff, and you know, no one will take this harder than I will, and you know, it will allow us, you know, an opportunity to really dive into what it is we're doing and making sure that we're trying to do the best thing possible for our players and make sure we're giving our team the best shot to win, and today we didn't do that, and so we'll get back to the drawing board probably tonight. I'll probably sit in the hotel room tonight and watch the tape and grade it up and see what we can do better, and then, like I said, then we'll be ready for Garden City.
All right, Coach, we'll talk to you this coming week for the pregame like we normally do, but a tough one here, but there are some positives, like you said. Cole Bowers, great effort, and I thought your running backs had a great effort. Defense played well enough to win this game.
Absolutely, they absolutely did. And like you said, 6-0 at halftime. What should have been 6-3, right? Something we talked a lot about this week in practice was our kicking game, because we know that this game up until now has come down to a kick, and we got that first field goal blocked.
Yeah.
And you know, it's just one of those things where, you know, you make that field goal and you go up 3-0. How does that change the momentum of the game?
Exactly.
And, you know, instead of being down 6-0 at halftime, maybe it's 6-3, or maybe it's 3-3, and then you just got to find a way to keep battling and keep grinding. And you know, unfortunately, we weren't able to do that today.
Well, their scores, the first field goal came with a short field. They started at your 41. The second field goal started with them at your 42.
Mm-hmm.
So their first 2 scores in the first half were with short fields. The third field goal started at the Snow 43. And the touchdown at the Snow 39. So it was short fields that they scored on. And I'm saying that to say that the defense had their backs at the wall, and they did what they needed to be able to keep it to just 3 points.
Exactly, they did.
Each time.
Yeah, and those guys, that D-line, that second, I mean, from top to bottom, our defense played lights out today. And like I said, when you play that many plays like our defense did today, and, I mean, that's a tough thing to do, and they just kept battling, and they kept battling. And, you know, like I said, a lot of those guys were encouraging the offense as well and trying to motivate those guys to continue to keep fighting. And, you know, just today it really did us, right? I mean, in these other games in the past, when we have turned the ball over like this, we've still been in it. And today we couldn't overcome beating ourselves and turning the ball over and not getting first downs. I think until that last drive there in the second half, we only had one other first down up to that point. And so, credit to those guys. I think maybe I should recognize Iowa Western. I mean, they're a heck of a football team. Oh, yeah. They were prepared, and they came in, and, they're a top team in the program in the country for a reason. And today we got their best, and we didn't come with our best. And so that won't get it done against top programs like Western.
Okay. Put it behind you. Focus on Garden City this week, homecoming.
And get back to the drawing board. That's right. We still have, like I said, we still can win 9 games this year. And that's still, we still at the end of this thing could be a top-ranked team in the program or in the country, and that's something that we have to continue to battle and strive to be. We as coaches aren't going to throw in the towel, that's for sure. We're going to continue to work, and we're going to continue to. And I don't think our team will. I think there's enough character in that locker room, enough leadership in that locker room that they'll find a way to continue to push each other and continue to hold each other accountable and do the things that we talk about every single day that it takes to be, a top quality program. And so, like I said, we'll get on the plane tomorrow. We'll get back to work and hopefully be ready to go next Saturday for homecoming.
Well, and I guarantee if you win out, there's not going to be another team in this country that has 2 losses to top 5 teams.
Correct. Right? Yes. And you never know what can happen. Iowa Western, they have to play Hutch, and they have to play Iowa Central, and they still have a tough schedule. And the same for Hutch, who has a tough schedule. Nimi, they still have some tough games there, but you never know what could happen. Those Mississippi teams are all really good. They could all beat each other. Something crazy could happen in Texas, so who knows? So we got to keep playing.
Let's keep our fingers crossed. All right, so stick with me here because you helped me make the decision. Little Caesars player of the game. Little Caesars makes their dough fresh, and for pizza fast from classic hot and ready to deep dish hula Hawaiian, make a pit stop at Little Caesars. Our player of the game, Cole Bowers. Yeah, excellent. And our Sam Pete Steel man of the game. Sam Pete Steel man of the game is given to a player who makes a tough, gritty play that changes the momentum of the game, and he did it time and time and time again during this game. Sam Pete Steel done right and on time, supporting Snow College's tradition of excellence. Our Steel man player of the game,
Cole Bowers.
We both like him. He's a likable kid. And I say kid for a reason because
he's a kid for us. He's a man out there, I'll tell you that for sure. He's a man out there.
He's a kid in a man's body.
That's right.
Sure.
That's right.
All right, Coach, thanks for joining me. I know it's not easy on the post-game show after a loss like this, but thanks. You do it all the time, and you make time for me, and it makes my job so much easier. I appreciate it.
All right, we appreciate you being here, Gary. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Coach. We're going to wrap things up here on the post-game show. Snow College will be at home next week against Garden City, Kansas. Kickoff time is 1 o'clock for homecoming, and we're going to wrap things up here. Thanks for joining us for Badger Football on KMTI AM 650 and on Channel 10, Channel 3, MTCC Channel 3, and Centricom Channel 10, and also on our YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us. Have a pleasant weekend, everyone.
Been listening to exciting Snow Badger football on South Central Utah's sports leader, KMTI AM 650. This sports broadcast has been brought to you by sports-minded sponsors throughout South Central Utah. Join us again for more Snow Badger football action on KMTI AM 650.
24 hours a day, your source for country and information. KMTI, one time.